Hello.
Meow.
Look at that. As if by magic, we just appear. Just
Magic.
just like
It's
that.
as if by magic.
Amazing.
Magic happens.
This is where the magic happens. This is the day of Blades in the Dark, where carnage, chaos, and consumables are destroyed throughout the city of. Thank you.
It's been a while, to be fair.
So,
It has been a
sometimes
while.
they've been destroyed on purpose.
Friday. this is where the magic happens. It's Friday,
Don't you
man.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
matter
Friday.
what
We're
pub
the only
playing. It's
5
Friday.
people in the country not in a pub.
Yeah. How'd you like them apples,
Pub.
pubs?
Pub. You
Huh?
what? Pub.
Well, speak for yourself. I'm just in a beer garden.
I'm doing this on my phone from the
Yeah.
pub.
Yeah, it's really cool, but it's worth it.
Now the
Just
foliage
for
in the
it.
background is most accommodating.
I don't need to be warm.
I would really have to think.
On green screen anywhere.
I would have to think back a long way to figure out where and when I was last in a pub. I seriously,
18 was it?
it wasn't that long ago.
It was 2007.
It was 2007. It was 35 degrees centigrade, and we
Yeah.
had no water in the taps, so we all went to the pub.
And drank Stella.
Yeah.
And the police took us home.
After, well, yeah. Because all
Police
the
gave us
money
a
in the
taxi
pipes
ride.
made us a bit ill.
So, right, customary as it is to talk and stuff.
Bollocks.
We do
Talk
have
cod shit at the
at
start,
the
yeah.
beginning of a game. We do have an awesome array of chat guests, visitors with us today. Who have we got in chat?
I don't know, but it's an awesome array.
It is. We've got Cable Gun
Yeah,
Master,
I think we
Bong
should ask
Hello?
Master,
Hello.
Melnerva's here.
Hello.
We've got somebody else who is not. I'm trying to see. Lloyd is us. Angie. Oh, Lloyd.
Hello, Lloyd.
Lloyd. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Angie Pops is here.
Hello.
Am I?
Cat,
Oh,
Leg,
okay.
and Master.
Some old pirate.
Hello there.
Who else?
Rolls is hiding at the bottom there.
Gaddafi.
Bienvenue.
Master.
Hey,
Of
welcome,
Uncommon.
everybody.
Just shout out for Rolls. I have just been trolling him in his game of him attempting to
And
drive.
now he gets to do that to you.
He trolls me, to be fair, more than I troll him. His
Yeah.
trolling's even now sort of like extended onto Twitter, I've noticed today.
Yeah, I'd like to say good evening to Nightbot, because no one ever says good evening to Nightbot.
Hi, Nightbot!
My son was trolling Rolls today. He's 6 years old. He said,
Oh.
"What's Rolls doing?" I said, "He's racing." And he says, "Is he racing to knock the walls down?" And I was just like,
He does spend more time.
I-
And the best of it is, he's lurking, so he can't hear us trolling him.
Excellent.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he was kind of probably doing an impression of Angela driving.
Excuse me!
How's that shed looking, Mark? Is it cozy?
Leaking, probably, because he hasn't
I'm
mended the
getting used to
roof.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? I
For the
haven't.
record, yeah.
You know
For the
what,
record,
Ange?
zero
You
face
haven't
up.
mended the roof either.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, you will be mowing the lawn. I don't know why I come here. I really don't.
Yeah. We don't need
I don't know why I bother.
Company.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Because the pubs are. Oh, no, they're open now.
Yeah, the pubs are open.
Ange,
now.
the pubs are open.
Wait, why am I still here?
Did anybody
Yeah, why-
hands up?
what
if
are we
you actually-
doing?
Hands up if you
Did
ever
they
actually
kick you
spent a
out?
lot of time in pubs before COVID.
Um,
I don't know how anyone else can put their hands up.
Well, in the evening, though.
Yeah.
Not
No,
doing work
no.
Had the...
Does running
No.
D&D
I
sessions
mean, mine's
in pubs
work
count?
related, so no.
No, it doesn't count
Work
as
meetings
in.
don't count.
Thank you. Because like we had
Yeah.
Kilderkin, which is like quite a cool pub in Edinburgh. That's like kind of like my unofficial local, just because I don't live near it. But like it's right uphill from work, and I just meet people there all the time, and that's where I used to hang out for D&D.
I've just got to ask, right?
Hopefully it's still going by the time-
How cool was this pub? Seeing as it let a bunch of D&D players in there.
I mean, you would probably like it because, like, all the.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm
Yeah.
cool.
It's basically like 70s and 80s rock like record covers, and then have like classic rock on play all the time.
I like how you tried to switch that around onto me. That was clever.
No, it's just I figured the entire kind of
What about 80s synth? That's more our thing.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Rock. It's more like classic rock stuff.
Well, I don't know. Depeche Mode can be kind of rock, can't
We
they?
have in Leicester. We do have like these a new like sort of cafe stroke bar that does D&D and role play, and there's things. And the games. It's a game place and all the rest of it. But it's like a 25-minute drive, and we'd have to get out in my pajamas.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
You know that. You know that riff that goes ding 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 ding.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
I know it well. Yes.
I seriously,
I'm familiar.
I cannot hear that song anymore without like imagining Ange and Mark. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. It's just like it's totally
You know what?
ingrained.
Well, I can't imagine it without you wearing sunglasses, dancing around with your lad.
And a puppet.
The puppets were good. That worked so well on the pantry. Good times. Good times.
Yes.
Oh. Anyway, we just
thanks for
talked absolutely
that, guys.
nothing
That was,
that doesn't relate
that means
to
nothing
anybody.
else. But I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that contributed because that was amazing. And I didn't really get to watch it on my birthday, but I got to watch it. I actually watched it yesterday.
Did you?
I did.
Excellent.
Yeah, I did.
Is
yeah.
that the first time you've watched it?
It was
First non-COVID time he's probably watched
it was the second time I watched it. The first time I watched it, I was not well, and so it was. But it was great. Thank you very much.
I think there was another first in that video as well, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was the first time that we had seen Kadari.
It was.
And I got to admit, I had. I mean, I got to admit as well, I was not well. I had no idea who it was when it came on. But so the second time I watched it, it was much nicer. And thank you, Josh, for appearing on my video.
Excellent. Right, shall we play a game?
No, I've got to do the calendar first. That's the order of operations here. We have to
calendar.
announce the calendar, then we play the game.
We can shake it up.
We could do the calendar at break time. How about that?
Yeah.
Or
You can just...
not do the calendar.
We're playing D&D tomorrow.
We are.
I'm glad you know because you're running it.
Yeah. It's a continuation of.
I'll do it quick.
Go on then.
Two games of D&D.
There is.
Monday, me and Andy go cruising. Tuesday, Mark's running something. Not quite sure. Cthulhu.
I don't know either.
He's not made his
Mystery.
mind up. And then next Friday, Carbon, then Mutants, and then D&D, and then our final. Andy's Vampire Masquerade is happening, but I think this Sunday we've got the final one of our Vampire Masquerade.
With Keen running it. Yeah.
I think it's too difficult with Keen and being America and us.
Yeah, it is very difficult being American. I have to admit.
Yeah, it is. It's a pain. But Andy's starting his new Vampire, and we went through the character generation of that the other day.
I had session 0, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah. So it's a big learning curve, I think, for all of us. So thank God we're not streaming it.
It wasn't too bad. We were just very tired.
Was it different from the one that Keen? Is it different rule set from Keen's game?
It's slightly, very, very slightly different. Yeah, but it wasn't.
I agreed to loads of things for my character that I have no idea what they meant or do. So nothing changes there.
Yeah,
so
same.
it's all
the same with any game, isn't it?
Nothing changed there. It's just more difficult to look it up
it's
afterwards.
like Mark and
It is Bung. It is Carbon next week.
yeah, they're all sitting there for ages trying to decide these deep, meaningful things for the characters. I was just going, yep, doing that. Yep, that's me done.
This one sounds good.
Yeah, she does like to think and mull over these characters that she plays, does Ange?
Nope. So yeah, so that's the thing. So we've got a couple of things in line that we're trying to sort out with our mate Jonathan. He's putting two games together for us to run again. So it's going to be another Blades in
No,
Those
it's
Dark
not.
Places.
Those Dark Places.
And then another game. I've been really busy this week, and I've not really read it properly. But there's another game that he wants to do that's fantasy based.
Medieval.
Yeah.
Sounded more medieval realism, medieval fantasy.
Yeah,
So,
kind of
yeah.
low fantasy kind of setting, isn't it? I think that
So
we're
I've just
looking
got to
at
sort. I am
Yeah.
hoping to do the calendar this weekend. So there'll be lots of me messaging people direct and nagging them and asking them what they want to play, what they want to do. So yeah, so they'll all be occurring. So if you switch off your messengers, then you won't be asked. But otherwise, I will be nagging you. And if anyone's watching and they want to play, yeah, we're not an elitist group. We let anyone in. Look, Coy's running a game.
Sorry.
it.
Alright,
Oh
see?
yeah, oh yeah.
What? Yeah?
Don't you worry.
Just say yes. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Don't watch the VOD back.
We're not an elitist group. You just have to have the right to vote and earn at least 35 grand a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go then, shall I?
I'm playing cultist music now.
Oh. You know, if there's one thing I enjoy, it's a bit of cultist music.
Did you say cultist or what? Because that was a moment.
Yeah, we're not sure what kind of cult it is, but
It's a. Let's get the mirror.
Yeah, we've been ambushed by another gang, the flamencos.
It's a flamenco cult.
I can't hear it. I've
There's all
no
sorts
idea
of
what it
cults
is.
out there.
Yariba,
Definitely not what I was talking about.
Sorry, chat. You and I couldn't hear what that music was. I do apologise for that.
We heard it.
Clearly had the effect. It
I
clearly
enjoyed it
had
actually. I
Excellent.
might use that one.
It
You
really
know what?
did.
That's changed the tone of the game.
Excellent.
Well,
We're going to go from gothic black clothes to be running
Yeah.
down the streets in like bright coloured frills with maracas.
yeah.
I'm going to play that again because I know I want
Yeah.
to hear it. Hang on. Here we
You're
go.
gonna hear it. No. And
Oh, where are we going again?
Oh, it's still not.
does that mean we have to-
It's
No, it
We have
starts
to
off with some
practice-
very slow drum beats.
There we go.
yeah.
we get to practice our
Yeah.
problematic
Like,
accents.
It's I can see why
All
you
my
probably thought
accent's
it was like
problematic.
a tribal culty thing. And then it
Oh,
just
there we
sort
go.
of-
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, there are sections of Duskfall that would appreciate this vibe.
All of them. Yeah, this is our
Yeah.
Duskfall. I like it.
If you can't do the you can't be in our gang.
There's a particular vibe.
There we go. We're rocking. Or sambin. Or
Yeah.
tribaling. I think this is. We've got to start the game now, don't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
This is how the wraiths roll.
Oh man, sorry
Um,
guys, I'm leaving.
Oh my god, we get worse. Anyway,
Anyway.
we are here to do something.
Yeah.
We
and,
are here
the
to
last,
play.
The last game of Blades we had, it was about 4 weeks ago, I think, wasn't it? And nobody can remember what happened really. So we all had to crib Kedare's notes. No, actually no. I think Lloyd, you apparently you dared to watch the VOD. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
I always try to watch
insane.
the VOD
And
back time.
you know, kudos to you watching the VOD. So two people here remember what happened, and the rest of us, well, we're just gonna have to wing it and make
Yeah.
out that we remember, and we'll make our own sway rolls and pretend and
Yeah.
convince everybody that we know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Does that make
I
a
like
sway
how
roll,
they-
did you say? Right, I'll do that.
Well, the thing is,
Straight
I've
to
been
music.
winging role-playing games for 4 years. I don't know what you're sort of so
And
stressed
so
about
anyway,
it.
if I recall, we were still in the Wraith's lair,
This tower,
in this
yeah.
tower, in this broken down tower in Silkshore, was it not?
We were leaving.
And we were about to leave.
The last thing I have in my book is we were leaving. I didn't put that on
You
the
were
Discord
leaving.
'cause it's the one thing on that line.
Okay. So what I wanted to know was what were you intending to get out of that meeting, and did you achieve it? Do you think?
Oh yeah, because we left and there was badgers and goats running around on the road, wasn't there?
I mean,
No,
Ashlyn was
Badger.
aiming to
Where the
get us paid for a job
Yeah.
of
No.
stealing the book back.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were going to steal the book back, and then we were going to potentially split the profits if we could manage a better diplomacy role
Okay. Right. That.
at a
Yeah.
date.
Yeah, which of course you will, because you guys are professionals.
All the cameras are frozen crying.
Oh, hang on.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Oh, geez, that's not a good look.
It's alright. Sorry about that, guys.
We're back.
No, wait, no, there we go.
Here's me.
So you guys are just. What was the intention then at the end of it? You kind of. Did you agree to go and retrieve this book that they were talking about, which I believe is a map book? Some nautical charts, I think it was. I think
Yes.
that's what Nicholas had identified the book as.
Yeah.
Way
Some
back
secret route or
in
something.
episode somewhere. Yeah,
One.
yeah.
Because we looked at the book before giving it back.
Yes, you did. And you know that it belongs to
Stanford.
the
Stanford?
Strangford household. They had this book of nautical charts that everybody seems very desperate to get their hands on
Ah.
at this moment, or at least some of these factions that you've encountered do.
Prime Warden Smuts or something, probably.
They wanted to steal it back because they wanted to test us, didn't they, to see if we were worth joining them. They were like making out.
Yeah.
Said we'd go and scope out the place.
Power and
This is where you
influence.
find, yeah. This is where you find out
Yes.
the book has no actual value. It's just every gang uses it as like a test for new.
No. The book is just a MacGuffin. It doesn't mean anything.
It was supposed to do with the hive. The hive work for them, don't they?
The hive
Associates,
associates with Strangford, Lord Strangford, apparently, and they had originally asked you to retrieve this this book that had been stolen by someone else. So yeah,
Are the hives
They were the guys that-
nasty
they were the guys
people?
who were Bleach, weren't they?
We're all nasty people.
yeah. Leitch worked for was selling the book for the Wraiths,
Yeah.
and he was then killed afterwards, wasn't it? After you'd got the book back.
Yeah.
And the Wraiths, Emrys Boyle was the guy that had employed you. He was working for the Wraiths. He at the Hive, and he had originally requested that you get the journal back from Leitch, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of where we're at. We're now,
Because who
Looking
killed him
at-
is then still a mystery.
yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think some people have decided that they had an idea as to what might be going on with that.
Oh, because we were going to see someone, because he had to be taken outside of the fence, and then I
Yeah.
think we were going to go
And
talk to someone who would have
murderized.
that kind of info. Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone was going to have the info on who potentially may have gone back and forth.
Yeah.
Which I can't quite. Was it Jack?
Well, I think you mentioned another gang that, or some other gang was mentioned called the Foghounds. They're a bunch of smugglers that can
Yeah.
generally go
That's
out.
the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, if you know that the Strangfords are a powerful family, they're a noble family, and most noble families in Duskwall, they own like fleets of Leviathan hunting ships, so they go
Yeah.
out. They have access to ships and boats, so it may not be connected to the Foghounds, but that was kind of just one avenue I think that you were looking at or thinking about. Yeah. So here we go then, folks. You are getting down and getting jiggy with it.
I like the Wraiths. Can we just join them? They got a good soundtrack.
They do have a good soundtrack. They kind of, they're pretty cool, I think. We could just stay here all night and just listen to the Wraiths.
Hang out at their place.
The band that they've got playing.
No, but I recall we had
In
left
their
the
secret
tower
hideout.
because as
We
we
had
came
one.
downstairs, there were goats running around, and we decided,
Yep.
and there was blue coats, and because we'd pinched a blue coat cart, hadn't we, and all sorts.
Yeah.
Tar had
We
unleashed
ditched it. We unleashed the goats and ditched
Yeah.
the cart in the
in
water.
the canal. Yeah.
So we said-
Of ours.
I think we said, "Is there a back entrance out of here?"
Which of course there would be. It would be relatively simple for you to leave. So, I guess the question is then, what do we treat that as the kind of the end of a score and go straight into the next
Down.
bit of downtime and stuff if you want to do that.
Given the amount of stress
Um,
that I've got from just doing the whatever we just did, that would be appreciated actually.
There was a lot. I did have a quick look at that earlier,
Yeah.
and a lot of you seem to be
Holy
like,
moly, I've got 6 stress.
huge amounts of stress for
Yeah.
some
We did
reason.
define it as a social score, so it would make sense to go to
Yeah.
downtime
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
the end of that score.
Right, let's do that
Yeah.
then. So,
Holy
right.
moly.
Now, I don't think there was actually any paying.
Downtime music.
I don't know what's happening.
The music selection is
Is it questionable?
undescribable.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a Zorro crossover episode.
This is us just we're walking through
Oh,
the
yeah.
market. It's a Mardi Gras. Come on.
The Mardi Gras.
I'm
Right,
going to
so
do some
we're gonna,
retail therapy for my stress.
Now, this was kind of a secret meeting. I don't think you're going to earn any rep from this particular thing.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because
Yeah.
we're kind of arranging the test. rather than
Yeah, pretty much. I
Unless
don't
it's
think
rep
it's-
to them, because we were like bargaining hard on that. They might have made them think that we were cool.
Yeah, I know what happened. You had a secret meeting with them, and then they went and told everybody that you'd had a secret meeting with them.
No, but our reputation with them might have improved.
Yeah, they're like one minor faction in a city full of factions.
Fine then.
Yeah, just trust me on this one, Ange. Just go with it. And there's no real pay either on this. Heat, I don't think there's going to be any heat for this. This was smooth and quiet, low exposure.
just the Latin beat.
Yeah. I mean, I think that covered a multitude of sins, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I think everybody probably kind of got into that so much that they didn't really notice what else was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems fair. That's a good cover.
I think so.
Have
I
a
think-
mariachi band everywhere we go. We'll be sorted.
Yeah, I mean, it works for Antonio Banderas, doesn't it? I think. So
Are we on our boat? Are we on our boat just now? Do you have a boat? We have a
you
boat.
tell me. You tell
We
me
have
where
a
you
boat,
are.
guys,
I
don't
don't
we?
know.
Oh, the reason I'm asking is because there's a track here, and I'm down to play it,
Oh no.
and it's
We do
called
have a
Oh
boat.
no.
it's called Riverboat
called-
music.
Oh
It
shit!
is a riverboat.
Yeah. Actually, it's a canal boat. Does that
Okay.
count?
Yeah.
Canals
I
are just
cannot
rivers
play
with
it.
order.
You can't play it. It's not. It's against the
Yeah.
rules.
At
It's a
some point
canal
you'll be
boat.
like, "Oh, here's
If
a
you got canal boat
completely-"
music, we could play it. But
Yeah. Next up, it'll be like, oh, I've got a specially prepared playlist of gondolier shanties.
it's not a thing. But we're gonna make it a
It's
thing.
definitely a thing now.
Yeah, it started right here. You know
I
it did.
declare that
Oh,
my contribution to the campaign.
Salamio.
There are some sea shanties in my RPG music folder. Put it that way.
Are there? Do you have any canal shanties?
Hang on.
Sung by gondoliers. Otherwise, I'm sorry. It doesn't. It's just.
It's a
not
big folder.
Okay.
I mean, that's not what we're asking, but sure.
Okay, so downtime. Somebody's doing retail therapy. Or
Yeah, I'm gonna
that
have to
right?
blow up some steam with my
Yeah.
whatever.
All right then.
Vice fetish, whatever.
Yeah. So tell me how you're doing. What occurs there? Who's going to go first with this? Because some of you have got some rather odd vices, and some of you've got some fairly mundane vices, but it's still kind of interesting. Who wants to do this first? Indulge their vice. And what are you doing to indulge your vice? Remember, you've got 2 downtime actions that you can do.
Yeah.
You can use them both to indulge your vice if you need to. Or you can...
I
I'm going to go uptown and try and get some black gloves.
Black gloves. Oh,
What's
okay.
wrong with the current gloves?
not black.
They're not black. Yeah, they're kind of very grey now
They're
due
now
to a very cheap dry
very dark
that
grey.
you visited. Okay, so you just basically all you're doing then is just going out and spending and buying luxuries. That's what Ashlyn does, right?
Loads
Yes.
of money.
Loads of money.
Well, I there's a couple of things. I might buy them, but I might also nick them as well. But I'm gonna go to the posh shops.
Yeah, that's where our heat comes from.
And I go around and I walk around the posh shops, and if I can swipe something, I'll swipe it.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So you're gonna roll then to indulge your vice.
Yes.
Oh no.
And
Which I've forgotten where to roll.
you know what? So have I. This is amazing. You're gonna roll your It's your highest. Is it your highest stat?
For the vice. I thought, could you not just click vice, or is that not hooked up that way?
I can't remember. Tell me.
What happens when I click vice?
Game's paused, so it won't mind.
Vice, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. It is no longer paused.
No, you just add it if you press vice.
Yeah.
You make an attribute roll using your lowest quality.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which is what do I what?
So you look
So
at
the lowest
so
of
you're gonna
your
look down.
insight, prowess, or resolve.
And at the moment,
pips overall.
it's
Oh,
going to be your
inside's got
insight.
nothing on.
Yeah. So you're going to roll that. You're going to click on that.
Yep.
And we're going to see what dices come out.
These
And
ooh, wow.
Oh, those are pretty.
yeah, so you're gonna lose 6 stress from that one. So yes, you managed to swipe the gloves, and you're very, very happy with what it is you've done here. In fact, you've probably managed to take more than the gloves. There must be something else that Ashley might have been
A
interested
scarf.
in. Gloves and a scarf. Okay. Yeah, push the boat out. Why don't you?
They're
that sounds-
jewel encrusted as well, so they're like really swanky.
A jewel
Yeah,
encrusted
I mean, you say you. I mean,
At the edges, it's like
Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's a
because
considerable
Ashlyn,
looking
her vice is luxury, so
Mm.
these things would be very expensive.
very designer.
And yeah, and you've probably gone round all these like boutique kind of shops and the items that you're after, and you have swiped them, and that makes you feel good for some reason. It helps you relieve some of your stress, which is great.
Yeah.
Who's up next?
So, when she does her
Oh.
second downtime,
Oh, yeah, go
action,
step-
could we
you
sell,
do have
could
another
we sell
action.
the scarf and gloves.
I've got a bruised forearm, so I'm just gonna go to which one of them had a healer? I can't remember. They had a contact healer.
Well,
Tar gives
you
you a
know
plus
Tar.
one.
Yeah, you know Tar. So
So yeah, Tar.
yeah.
So I'll ask Tar to
She can
just
patch
look after my bruised forearm.
I've got
Okay,
just
so-
the thing for it. It's a small little pill. If you put it on the tip of your tongue, all your bruising will disappear.
Off my tongue.
Tip
Yeah.
of your tongue.
Yeah.
Yes, just like that. Yes.
You just
So-
might wake up in 3 days somewhere else.
Claiming to be Napoleon. You can just make this dice. You know the dice roller on the left hand side there at the bottom. You can see it, Ange.
Yep.
At the bottom. So you're gonna roll on that. You're gonna roll. I think you're gonna roll 2 dice because you've got Tar's plus 1d here
There
to
you
help
go.
you out.
Extra pharmacy. Oh, God.
Oh, well done. Yeah, something
I rolled 2 ones.
you did. Good start.
I'll just turn around and say,
This tastes like crap and spit it out.
I'll say, that's disgusting. Are you sure you gave me the right thing? My arm still really hurts.
Oh, let me know if the room starts turning upside down. Otherwise, it's probably the right thing.
Okay.
I've got
So
2
it's your
bruises.
yeah, your 2 actions then. Yeah, that didn't really help at all.
No, not at all. It helps absolutely nothing. I've got a bruised arm forever.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to remind me of this because whenever you use that arm to do anything, that is going to give you less effect.
Oh, I have to remind you, do I?
And yeah. And it's the same for everybody with your arm. I trust you.
Yeah.
I trust you implicitly
Wow.
with all of
That's
this, of
right.
course,
Wow.
because you
Sorry,
are.
Snitches at the ready, Captain.
So,
Thank you very much,
so
there,
and yet so naive.
first mate Lloyd. Yeah,
We don't want Ben here. Ben's not here, is he? Where?
Yeah.
Where is he?
You just hear her whistling in the background.
So, who's up next? Who's going to be going next for their
I could go. So his vice is weird.
Yeah, and it is
the way
very
we're kinda-
weird.
Yeah, the angle we were going for is like because he's got this little ghost buddy.
Mm.
Is that they kind of one of the things they do when they spend time because he's kind of because of his like ghost nature, like he's sort of like he kind of has to feed like his whisper side with ghost energy. So what they gotta do as a little tag team is Gwen is a little ghost buddy, helps him hunt like the weaker ghosts in the ghost field, and then he feeds upon them and drains them.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
It's like
and this
a
is
ghost energy drug. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, do you want to explore that a little further? Because that sounds kind of interesting, and I'm wondering,
Yeah.
how does this work? Is this kind of like Gwen? You use her to kind of lure them in or something, and
Yeah, because like she'd be more like because like she lives in the ghost field permanently. Like she would like know where like to track. Like I was kind of thinking that she has a bit of a darker edge rather than like for him she's just like this young innocent like girl, but she kind of has a bit of a darker edge in that like
right.
because the ghosts have that kind of like predator like edge to them.
Yeah.
That like she's still like this young girl, but she still has that bit where she's like a bit like a pack hunter as well with him, and then like she helps him track
I
him
suppose
down and sort of take them on together.
Yeah, it could be like some kind of symbiotic thing, couldn't it? Because ghosts tend to feed off the life force of people that are alive.
Yeah.
In this world, that's kind of what that's what they're attracted to. And so maybe, she helps you kind of absorb these energies from these ghosts, and then she takes it from you, or some of it from you.
Like that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Like an empiric
yeah. So she's actually quite creepy. Yeah, she's not very nice at all. Okay, well let's see what happens.
What's her name? Kirsten Dunst's character, I guess, in Interview with the Vampire, where she's just like
okay.
It's like that kind of I would imagine that kind of thing where she's perpetually a child, but like
yeah.
Ages. So she's still childlike in instincts, but she's still like at the core, sort of like a predator of some sort. And they kind of have their little bond, and like he does it willingly to sort of.
Yeah, well, that's kind of good to know. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. So
it's like his way of looking after her, I guess.
Yeah. Is there any particular place that Solomon goes to do this, or is it just he relies on Gwen to kind of show him?
Yeah, I think it would be more goes. Yeah, rely on Gwen to like. I imagine like the area we were in before. Is it Six Towers? The one that you said that like this particularly like.
The Six Towers. Yeah, Six Towers is
like that'd probably be a good hunting ground, I would imagine.
Yeah, or Crow's Foot. There are a lot of ghosts there as well because there's a lot of people get killed there. So either of those places. Yeah. Okay. So let's see how you do. Let's see whether or not you actually find anything that's of use.
Okay. So my lowest quality is prowess.
Okay.
And we should roll it. No.
Oh, so yeah, feeding's not good. You just got one. It's 6 minus. Yeah, it is. I can't remember. Anyway, it's 6 minus 1, isn't it? So you lose 5. I don't know. Take 1 stress.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I got to read up on this thing. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I can look it up in the background and then the second. Because the other thing as well that he was drained during the ghost encounter.
Yeah, so I mean, you still need to kind of
try
to
been
recover
working with people that try and build up a device to kind of get him like try and replace that sort of drained energy. We were kind of talking at the time of being like almost like an electroplasm.
Yeah, it was like some kind of operating theatre kind of thing we were looking at. You kind of lay on this table and
trying to give him like an energy boost using electroplasm, like as
okay, and this is to heal your injuries, yeah? Okay, so
drained by that ghost, so it's kind of weakened him somewhere that he can't.
Now I think Tar would be very interested in that side of things as well, because you're talking about some kind of electroplasmic science, which I think is also Tar's kind of thing. So I think he would be interested enough to maybe give you a bonus die when you roll on this as well. So you can roll to your 2 dice for that and see what we get.
Roll the 2 dice. Just pick one that's got 2 dice on it. Or...
well, you can use the dice roller on the left-hand side in the menu. It's at the bottom. There's 2. You can see the dice.
Yeah. Mine won't let me roll. Oh well. I should just. Yeah, I'll add 1 to the prowess roll, so it rolls 2 dice.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and let me do a normal roll. For some reason.
Oh.
I don't know. It rolls 2 dice anyway.
Well, yeah. Okay. So that's going to be 2 segment clock you would get to fill in there. Does that complete that?
My healing clock. Yeah, my healing clock's only got 1 wage left. So...
Okay, so that's gone then. So that you're all healed up. You can click that 0 there to clear it, and you can get rid of drained off of your harm, and you are now back at full health and feeling good.
Nice.
Yeah. So if we want to do some kind of magical drug, like drug factory, we could get your electroplasm injections.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right. Yeah, clear stress equal to your highest die result. That's that. So you only cleared 1 stress. That was the.
God damn it.
Yeah. And who's up? It's going to be Tar or Nicholas next.
We've got Nicholas.
Yep.
Nicholas, what's your vice, my friend?
I'm not going to indulge in my vice.
Oh, you are not, because you don't need to.
Because I don't need to.
Excellent. So
I'm going to, since everybody's wandering away to buy new clothes or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and talk to my friend Frake, the locksmith. And
okay.
train prowess.
Alrighty then. And now you get, I think for your each downtime activity, you get a prowess. Prowess is the thing you guys get to increase, isn't it, or is it finesse with you?
It is prowess.
Prowess. So you get plus 2 XP.
Yep.
I believe when you try to increase that, so you get to mark 1 XP with your it's a plus. It says there plus 1 XP upgrade. Why do I think it's plus 2?
No, it's 1 XP for basic training. It's 1
And then you
XP
get your
for
two- you get
taking
your
downtime
1
to
XP.
train, and then plus
So you
1
got your 2.
for the crew,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
the
2
2
total.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading.
Which fills
on
up
your
my
sheet.
bar. So.
Oh, right.
Nice.
So you get to now have an extra dot that you can fill in any of those prowess.
It is in finesse. That's what I've been
And
training.
in finesse.
Frank.
But we
Okay.
can't go up past
And you
3
cannot go.
or
Yeah.
4?
At the moment, you can't. Yeah, you can't go any higher than 3 on any of your abilities at this moment in time.
Yep.
That's an upgrade you have to purchase later as a crew. But that's that done. You still have another downtime action as well, I think.
Yes. When I get the opportunity to corner him, I'm going to grab Tar and have him find something in his chemical stash to deal with this gash on my leg.
Yeah, because that's been bothering you for a while, hasn't it?
I had an unfortunate encounter with a drain pipe once.
You certainly did. It was a very rusty drain pipe as well. So
Well,
I
I
think
have
you've been fighting infection for a while.
I have some adhesive, which is very good at making amends on the skin.
And so you get to roll an extra die then for your healing.
Which is 2D.
So you've used 2D.
Sorry, I'm just fighting with the UI. You'll have to give me a second.
Oh, is it playing up? Is that dice roll not working for you guys?
Oh, I got it.
Okay. Oh, look at that! Yeah, you're gonna fill that clock, mate, and it's gonna be you're gonna be healed. There's a little 0 above the healing clock there. If you click that, that'll clear that, and it'll be gone. You can remove gash to the leg on your.
I will do that. And
So.
my character sheet has stopped rendering, but I'll fix that while you're dealing with Tar.
Oh, okay, brilliant. So that's you done, and Tar.
I really need to see some people breaking each
Okay.
other's faces.
Yeah. Now, what is Tar's vice? Is it just gambling on these things? He likes to bet on the outcomes. of
I like
fights, doesn't
to
he?
go hang out in the place, watch the fights, and hopefully make a little bit of extra money.
Yeah. Grist the bookie is the guy that you deal with for this. He's a short fella who he kind of wears this yellow checked suit and a bowler hat, which is a little too big for him. It kind of sits quite low on his face. He stands on this large crate with this notebook in his hand and a pencil in the other, writing down the bets as you approach him. He's always pleased to see Tar.
Because I always spend money and lose.
Exactly. But it's still, Tar, you still manage, you still get enjoyment out of this. It's the thrill of the possibility of losing and winning, right? That's relieving stress for you.
Absolutely. I also enjoy the sheer animal instincts of people just smashing each other in the face. It's very uncouth, but it's very unlike me, and I love it.
Yeah, and I think occasionally as well, hasn't he accidentally ended up?
I accidentally did drink too much one night and got into the ring, and it did not end very well, I have to say.
I wonder how it's going to end for you this evening. So your lowest looks like resolve to me.
Okay. I will make that roll. I rolled a 1.
Oh, just the one stress for you, my friend, that you get to relieve.
I would like to stay a bit longer.
Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea.
I've still got.
How many stress have you got left
I've
now?
got 5 left, so if I roll 6, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. If you roll 6, you overindulge.
So as 5 or under is what I'm looking for at this point. Anything
Well,
else
you
is
want
dangerous.
5 is what you want.
5 is ideal. I'll do. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, 3. So,
That's alright. Go down to 2.
so yeah, I guess Tar disappears for a few days while indulging in his vices, much like the rest of you. But Tar, you probably don't see him at all, as he spends all of his time down at the docks watching the bare-knuckle fighters beat the living shit out of each other. It's bloody, it's noisy, it smells pretty bad. But I think, Tar, you do all right out of that. You don't lose any money.
I had a good time. I feel so much better. I'm really looking forward to getting back to the group and seeing what they've got planned next.
Yeah. So in terms of XP, then, let's have a quick look. We got. So who do we have? Who do we have first? Who wants to quickly go through XP?
I'll go.
Okay. So you are the leech. Interesting challenges in this last score with technical skill or mayhem. Now, you did hijack a blue coat carriage.
Yeah.
And released all of the goats and pushed the carriage into a canal with the help. I guess that would class as mayhem, right?
I think so.
Imagine.
That was mayhem when the boat was running through the city.
It wasn't mayhem. It was chaos.
Yeah. So I guess you could definitely go for. I would, if you wanted.
I agree.
To put a point in XP. Did you do it more than once? It's been a while, hasn't it? I can't remember.
I have to watch the VOD. I can't remember.
Yeah. So, what about do you express any drives, beliefs, heritage, or background?
I always try and get that in. I don't know if I always manage, but I always try and get that one in because it's a fairly when you're doing RP and you get something like that, it just comes naturally. So I'm going to give myself a point for that anyway.
All right. Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I did.
Sure.
I just can't remember what I said.
And you didn't really struggle with any issues in your vice or traumas because you don't have any at this moment in time.
Not like my other character.
No, not like Slip, who will definitely, if we ever see him again, yeah, we'll definitely have some issues. Should we do? Let's do Ashlyn next then. Ashlyn is the slide, the face, the con artist of the group. Address a challenge with deception or influence. Now, I think you probably tried. Did you make some rolls against the wraiths?
Bazo. Oh, no,
I did
Basho.
Bazo. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Okay.
failed. But I did.
Yeah, but it did some manner.
And
I did try and persuade.
As well,
Yeah, with the wraiths.
with the wraiths.
Yeah. So if you want to give yourself a point, I mean, if you think you did it more than once, you can give yourself 2 points.
We spoke. We literally went to see him, and then we went to the wraiths, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So you can give yourself a point on the the flashes next to abilities.
Yeah.
Next to you can fill one of those in.
I use sway a lot. That's the thing.
No, it's not that. It's the one above you, mesmerism.
Oh, but it is 2 of
That one,
those. Yeah.
You're gonna go for 2 of those, right? Okay. Did you have any, or did you mention anything about your background or heritage or anything like that? Did you express any of those beliefs? It's been a while. This is the problem with this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just say yes if you want. I'll go for it because I haven't looked at the VOD either. And you can all just say yes to that.
Yeah,
Ange?
I was just having a quick look at the notes. I don't think I did.
Okay. I'm not going to force it upon you.
I'm trying to think about the race because I mean, I grew up on the streets and that, and I don't know if I mentioned anything like that, and kind of said I have recollections of saying something. But...
If there's any doubt, you can give yourself a point. I'm not worried about that.
What was that in then? Abilities?
It's the same thing. Yeah, same track. Yeah.
What's the next one?
And it was any vice issues from your vice or traumas. You don't really have any vices, and I don't think traumas. And you
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm done
okay.
then. Cool, thank you.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
Same for you then, mate. So, did you
No, like
address the
arcane
challenge with
light and-
knowledge or arcane power? It's not just.
I know we
arcane
tried.
power.
I tried to scare off the red sashes using a ghost that failed, but like I still made the attempt.
Yeah, no, I would say most definitely that would
Yep.
count.
Yeah, and I can't remember if anything happened around the tower with the wraiths. If that was just like a group thing. Because I know they were talking.
Yeah,
Like we
I
had a
can't
discussion about because they need the services of a whisper. But I think
Yeah,
that
they do,
may
don't they?
potentially be more of a character class backstory kind of.
Yeah, I think the idea is that they're kind of they
Yeah.
need people that have this kind of occult knowledge that
Yeah.
you have. They're kind of sorely lacking personnel that do that, and I guess it's almost like a recruitment drive for people like that that
Yeah.
they're after. Well, if you think that that's worth a point, then go for it. I'm not arguing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because I can't.
Yeah.
I watched the key bits, but I can't remember the whole
Sure. Yeah.
all the stuff we did. I don't know.
Yeah. And then expressing beliefs. Your beliefs drives heritage or background. I don't know if
Yeah,
that-
unfortunately, all that tends to come up mostly during the downtime stuff. So I don't know if that ever counts, or it has to happen.
I
during
mean,
the night.
it can. Yeah. It's entirely up to you. It's up to you to bring that stuff
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
You have to force that any way you can to get the extra XP.
Yeah.
If you think you did it, put a point in. I'm not worried.
Okay.
And then I think that's it. I don't think anybody else has filled a track like like Nicholas did. So
No, not yet.
So we go over to Nicholas then, and it's the same for you as a lurk. You address any changes with stealth or evasion?
I've only got 1 marks down.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the total advancement, I mean, I keep track of all 3.
Okay, right then. That's that then, is it? No problem.
He's so
What
clever.
about I know. Yeah, he's like every GM or GM's
He's
dream.
a machine.
But he's just like he just sets a goal and he goes for it. Like
He does, yeah.
He what he wants.
Oh.
Because like the thing I've done, like mine, I think my problem is because I've ended up splitting like all my points across all 4. So like I probably could have finished one, but like I
Yeah.
have like 3 points in attribute, like ability, a couple of points in each different thing.
Remember, whatever problem you face, if you can think of a way around it using whatever ability you've got,
Yeah.
you can make that case, and it will happen. It's as simple as that.
Desperate rolls are the best rolls.
And desperate
is,
rolls are the best rolls. And remember, you
Yeah.
can, if you want to increase the effect of something, say
Yeah.
on any roll, you can increase the severity of the position,
Yeah.
the risk. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So I keep saying like, oh, make desperate rolls, and like it doesn't seem to come up on its own. So it's like I didn't really know how you force it.
no, you can
to push
force
for
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can definitely force it. Yeah. Right. In terms of the crew, then, if anybody wants to have a look at the crew sheet, and we have Shadows, execute successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation. Now, I would say, like social kind of scores would definitely
Yeah.
qualify if you wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Add a flash onto the crew XP on the sheet there for the crew. Somebody, cool. Contend with chains above your station. Now they were higher tier than you. I mean, I know there was no real danger, but
the blue coats as well, because we had to outsmart them.
Okay, so we're
And
gonna.
the red sashes that I had to mess around with. Bunch of bastards.
So that twice then.
Which will fill that track, won't it?
Woo! Hey,
Go
crew
team.
XP level 2.
Which I believe gives you an upgrade, if I remember correctly.
Upgrade,
which we can-
boogie.
Yeah. Now, this might be something that's better to look at off stream, so that
Yeah, we could make some
we can
discussions.
so you might have a bit of a discussion about what it is you want to upgrade, and we can come back to that. Unless you desperately.
Discord in case we all forget.
Yeah, good call. Good call. And so you find yourselves back in your secret lair in the warehouse, in the docks. What's the deal, folks? What's the plan? Do you have any plan? Is there something that you want to do? Now, remember, you do have this thing about getting this book back, but you can do other stuff. You can find other scores to do yourself. If you have any ideas or other scores that you want to try and pull off, try and get turf or something like that. You can do all of that.
Because we still have the ongoing mystery of Lich.
You do.
The Foghounds, but then probably don't want to do like 2 like social scores in a row. Just to keep it interesting. Then there's I think the big one is like the book heist. But like, like a preparatory jobs first to build up to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, something to earn some money maybe. Might be quite nice for you guys as well. So if there's anything that you would like to kind of try and do or take a look at, see if you can find a client or something that you might want to try and earn some money for.
I mean, the other thing we could try and like kind of work at it in a different way, because I know the book has like the naval routes and stuff. We could, I don't know, we could do some kind of job, maybe around the Leviathan ships, to kind of figure out what kind of information they value, while making ourselves a bit of coin on the side. I don't know. We could do a job at the docks or something.
Well, that's our turf, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I could go and see Bazo and see if he's got any work.
I mean, I wouldn't cross my fingers or hold my breath on that one.
It didn't go too well last time you dealt with him, I guess.
I get used to him being doing like that.
Yeah. It's like, I got strung along, and you were like, well, if you're going to be that way, it's good.
Okay. What the other thing that might be kind of interesting then? Let's say you have a lair. This is your secret kind of
Yeah.
meeting place, but it doesn't have anywhere that you can stay there. You can't live there.
Yeah.
So let's head over to where Solomon hangs out, where he spends his time. Does he have like a room somewhere or
Yeah, I was trying to remember
apartment?
where I had it before.
We don't have to worry about
Like,
that because it was so long ago. We could just make
he'll
sure.
He'll be in the dock somewhere because that's where he's kind of spent most of his life. It's where he like abandoned, grew up.
Yeah.
So it's the area he's most familiar with. It's probably how we found the ghosts in the first place.
Okay. So
they live in
yeah,
one
we're
of the
over.
tiny, crammed together, built rooms. Yeah, probably one of the.
Yeah.
I guess one of the central areas. I guess.
Well, we got something there called Bunkhouse Row, which sounds kind of appropriate then.
Yeah.
Maybe, which is would be like a tangled web
Like
of
a
kind of
dosh house.
tenement buildings and and small cottages that would all be kind of just all strung together with between these narrow alleyways, these darkened streets, cobbled streets that you would have that are too small and narrow for even carts to get through. And as I think as Solomon is relaxing there of an evening,
The local flop house or something.
it's a flop house or it's just a room at
But it's
a
like,
house.
because
Perhaps
like the flop house is kind of that, like they kind of have that almost sort of like hub, like I don't know, like they have that little front bit for like the flop houses themselves, where you tend to probably have like the supervisor or whatever, like the overseer for like the block, where you'd have like a little bit down below where you could sort of the locals can kind of like congregate and like converse, where they wouldn't be able to in the buildings themselves just because there's no room.
Okay. What is it? Would this be an outdoor thing? Like, would it like this area or?
How the buildings. Yeah,
I mean, we can. It doesn't matter. We can just make
almost
this.
almost I guess like somewhere between like a soup kitchen and like a pub, I guess, in terms of like. I'm trying to think.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
It's just like a So that's like that kind of like a loose food. Like this is where people generally get their cheap meals, or like at least like a place where they could just like sit down and have a drink and a chat or whatever.
Okay.
Don't really have the privacy or fresh air or whatever.
Yeah. Is it
Just
the kind of place that would allow you to
ground
drink
floor.
alcohol, or is it?
I think it's that kind of thing. I'd like to think of it like that kind of thing where they have like kind of communal atmosphere thing, where it's like, yeah, you do it here and you don't do it too much, because if you damage the buildings, then basically like they'll whomp you. So it's like you can have like a nice relaxed drink, and that's but if you want to go have more than one, then you have to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
They kind of still own the buildings, I guess, or parts of
it. And does Solomon, does he kind of talk to these other people that are in there? Does he keep himself to himself? Is there is he a sociable guy?
I think it's one of those things where it's probably like quite private about like his space.
Yeah.
Just given by the nature of what he is as a person. But like I think he would still be like amicable, like help the old lady like take her trash or whatever, like to kind of at least have that kind of human connection and some kind of like friendly neighbors and stuff. But he'd generally be like steering away from letting people sort of visit his
where he's actually sleeping or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I guess you're kind of sat. It's going to be like these long kind of trestle tables that they kind of have.
Yeah.
All kind of in a line in this hallway where people are generally eating, and there are a few kind of people looking a bit down and out of look. The clothes are kind of a bit threadbare, and perhaps you look a little bit out of place, maybe even in somewhere like this. And it's kind of, as you kind of sat there and you're in mid conversation with this old guy. Who's just been talking to you. He's been rambling on for quite a while, and you've probably not really been paying much attention to him because, you're not entirely sure if he's all there.
Dropping in and out of the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. When you kind of hear a childlike voice kind of giggle and say, They're coming. Or someone's coming.
So the guys that were following us before, like quietly under his breath, so that like no one else could like hear it, I guess.
Yeah. And she just kind of says, no, nobody like that. It's some woman, he says, as she says.
It's a bit different.
Right. She. I think you might have spoken to her
Excuse
before.
me. Yeah. Yeah.
And this old guy, he still carries on rambling away.
Yeah.
He's almost like he doesn't even realize you're there or not. As he's talking away.
Just lost in the daydream.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he definitely doesn't hear or seem to hear you replying to Gwen.
Like, Gwen, can you show me?
It has to be private, she says.
Of course.
Kill the old guy.
Completely unrelated to anything else.
No, it's private.
I mean, and you are in quite a busy area.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people in here. This just happens to be the guy that's sitting.
Private area.
Yeah, this time of night, maybe the area you'd probably go upstairs to where these kind of bunks are in like a dormitory kind of thing.
Yeah.
It would probably be fairly quiet up there. Right
that's
now.
probably what you have to do in like his base.
Yeah. And
Right.
so you head up. You climb into your bunk, and there's a little kind of curtain thing that you can draw across in your bunk to make it a little bit more private. And a few moments, you kind of hear Gwen. She's kind of flickering in and out of your vision, out of the corner of your eye. She's kind of sitting there on your bunk, on the opposite side of the bunk from where you are, and you hear her kind of say, "Here she comes."
It's just one of those where like, here she comes, and then you see like frost going across all the windows, and like, your breath starts to fog, and you're like, oh no.
Well, actually, I quite like that idea, and your breath maybe does start to fog a little, strangely,
cool.
as
I keep my mouth shut.
No, I like that. And the curtain kind of moves, and he's kind of drawn back, and there is a woman standing there. She's kind of advanced in the years. She has very, very black skin, and you recognize her. The last time you saw this person was moments before you were assaulted by something in a garden.
Oh yeah, they what do they call them? The something sisters.
The Dimmer sisters.
Dimmer sisters, that's the ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to like try to like give them a heads up on our operation, and they're like, we don't need you to. We don't want you to tell us.
Fuck
like,
off,
you're
they
about
said.
to do something you might be interested in. Like an unhelpful wenches. I don't know.
And
yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah. So this curtain kind of draws back, and without even asking your permission, she climbs in to your bunk, and she pulls the curtain across, and she's sitting opposite where Gwen was sat.
Yeah.
And it does feel very cold.
Yeah, you were like, I didn't realize the Dimmer sisters made house calls. I'm hoping I have a bit of a warmer conversation than I did last time.
Yes. Are you saying this to her?
Yes.
Yeah. She kind of looks at you, and it's kind of a bit creepy. She doesn't blink at all, and she's just kind of sitting there as she stares at you, and her face is completely impassive. There's no smile. There's no sign that she's pleased to see you or find you or anything like that. And she kind of looks across at you and she says, "You have the power, don't you? I could sense it."
Depends which power you're referring to.
Well, you can see them, can't you? You can interact with them. You can communicate with
the
them.
ghost field, you mean?
Yes.
Perhaps I can.
If that's what you want to call it.
That's what everyone else calls it. But yes. There seems to be a bit of interest in that kind of ability, from what I understand.
Yes, there is.
You know what the first set's asked?
Well, let's just say it means a great deal to us. But you came to us.
Yes.
You wanted to speak with us. What did you want?
Don't remember. I have to think
Well, I'm
back.
glad. That's
that
okay. You were you were just.
I'd have to think back. It was because I think it was before we did the book heist. Was
It's
it?
before you went to get Leitch. Yeah,
Yeah, so we were trying to be like, oh, there's this. Yeah, we were trying to. I wanted to give them a heads up on.
Yeah,
things
it
that
was
were
kind
happening
of.
to keep, so, like, I wanted to open up, like, an avenue with them by like giving them information on like stuff that we were investigating.
Yeah,
that might
it was
potentially
kind
be
of like a
towards their
courtesy
revivals
call,
as
wasn't
well.
it?
Yeah.
Really, in that regard, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And
You know,
so
if we need
she's. Yeah, she.
Maybe they'd be like, oh, he's just making it up, and then you're like, oh wait, this actually did happen, and you're like, okay, maybe he was being serious. Yeah, but yeah, it was to try and like, it was a courtesy call essentially, because
Yeah.
I think it involved their rivals as well.
Yeah, because you weren't sure at that time about the
Yeah.
occult kind of significance of everything.
Yeah. And then if there was
You-
anything there that potentially they may have had interest in, we could have acquired it along the way, but
Yeah,
we never found
but
that out.
they weren't particularly interested in you at that time.
Yeah.
Yes, it was unfortunate that you arrived when you did. We had some other things that we needed to deal with. Things that don't concern you. But
So it's good to know.
but I understand that you have a group of like-minded individuals who can who may be able to help us out with
Indeed, I do. But
a
are
little
you willing
situation.
to share a bit more information on this situation, so I can give you a better advice on it.
Oh, you wish to advise me?
Well, you're the one seeking our assistance.
Yes. I need you to do something that you and your friends are particularly skilled, apparently, at doing.
You need a book stolen.
It is not a book. There is a ship that will be arriving in dock soon.
Yeah.
It is carrying an item that is it is destined for a collector. His name is Ethan Locke. The item is a trinket, a pendant, with a turquoise stone.
Yeah.
And I was rather hoping that perhaps you and your friends might retrieve it for us. You will be paid, of course.
We can negotiate some price for it. What kind of ship is it coming in on? A trade ship? A Leviathan ship? Like, how big a ship are we dealing with here?
It's a trade ship. It is a steamer.
Yeah.
It is called the Leocadia.
And what do we know about the Leocadia? Is there anything you can tell us ahead of time?
I'm afraid
Help us.
that is more your department
well.
than mine.
So it's worth
We
asking.
just wish to have the item. The item with a turquoise stone. You won't be able to miss it. The stone swirls like there is a mist inside of it. I am sure that you, with your knowledge, will be able to locate the item on the ship.
I guess it's of supernatural significance. It probably will show up in the field somehow.
We are willing to pay you 3 coin for this.
Our usual going rate for theft for acquiring items is 4. But yeah. So we could always, if you dare set on 3, perhaps, but there's some other way we could make up for the missing coin. Like, we could do goods or services.
Right. I mean, this sounds kind of
Yeah.
like there's some kind of bargaining or something going on, which
Yeah,
might
that's definitely
require.
not. That's the problem. Is I don't want to roll for anything. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't have to roll for anything. You could just go.
I was trying to think,
All right.
because it would be. I don't think I even have. Oh, I mean,
If you don't roll for it, we all get 1 gold each. You don't get 1.
Or the crew gets 3.
Like, what's the thing is, you can do it. Like, that's the thing. You'd be like, oh, we could do 4 gold, or we could do 3 gold and like services. In which case, you'd just be like, buying like rep and services with them.
I
in
mean,
lieu of
there
gold.
is also the fact that you might be able to get somebody
Yeah.
on side. You may
Yeah.
be
Also,
seen in a more
as the
positive
contact in this scenario, I think I could. I'm the one who's allowed to allocate the 3 coin. Thank you.
standard.
And if I get any more of that
Turns out that he's going to do this all by himself, guys, and you can just sit back and watch.
Oh, that's fine.
I would love it if he did. He just. Solomon now lives actually bought Langston Manor from the bad guys. And he just owns the book now. And you're like. Oh. Yeah. Would you be willing to part with 4 coin?
I think you need to make a roll for that. It's not going to be. This is not a dangerous thing. It's not risky.
No.
But I think you need to make a roll.
Sway. Okay.
You want to go for sway? Sure.
I mean, it's the only one. Yeah. Because I think consort is more like with friends.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for it to be sway. Oh yeah,
Sway.
bastard. Yeah. And wait, and this is probably the first time that her expression changes, and she kind of smiles, and kind of make your little deal here, and she says,
Because personally, like I would be quite happy working with because I would like to work with them and the others,
Yeah.
so people interested in the supernatural, because we could do a lot more cooperating rather than competing.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
at the end of the day, we live in a a very a very economy dependent sort of city.
Yes.
We kind of need supplies and risk and
And
stuff.
you definitely need paying, because you haven't had a score that pays yet, I don't think, since the first one.
Yeah, I can't figure out why. Just
So, yeah, she kind of smiles at you and says, very well, 4 coin. Obviously, you will get the money upon delivery of the pendant.
as expected.
Well, you know where we are.
Yeah, is that where you would like it taken? To your little.
I think that would be acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
perhaps.
could prevent the garden from attacking me like last time, that would be most appreciated.
Yes,
Whatever that
I
was.
apologize for that. Like I said, we were not expecting visitors, and we do not like uninvited guests. However, when you bring the pendant to us, you will of course be welcome.
That's good to hear. I will go gather my team.
Yes, I must go. It's very chilly in here, isn't it?
Yeah, must be a draft. you know how these old houses can be.
Yeah. She stops a moment
Yeah, a
and
lot
she
of
kind of
history in
says,
them.
and she climbs out. She pulls the curtain aside, climbs out, and she kind of looks back and she says, "The ship arrives within 3 days, depending on the wind." Actually, it doesn't depend on the wind because it's a steamer. I've already said that. Ignore I said that. Depending on the
He didn't say
tide.
it was he didn't say it was a very good steamer.
No, it could be a shit steamer, right? It's a shit steamer that has a sail. No, so depending on the tide.
Yeah, so we got 3 days.
Yeah. Well, we hope to see you soon. Good day.
Good day, man.
Yeah, and she pulls the curtain back across for you.
Yeah.
And Gwen's kind of sitting there across from you, and she's like, "Ooh, do you trust that one?"
I mean, they always treat people with a lot of caution in this line of work.
Hmm.
You can never really truly know somebody.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
She was
Doesn't
very,
have to see
very
everything.
bright, she says.
You mean in the way you can see?
She nods.
Yeah.
Or you are nodding. You don't really see her.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you know she's nodding when she
Feel it,
says it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Makes me wonder if she's a whisper or something else.
Hmm.
But we will hope. Maybe we'll find out. It'll be
Hmm.
something new for us to consider,
Well, be careful.
as always.
And I guess
How
now
do-
would be.
Yeah, I have to try and get hold of other people on the team.
I mean, we're just going to say you got a big
Yeah.
conch shell that you blow that will
Send a
assemble
carrier
the news team assemble.
Yeah.
And you probably just meet up, probably even the next day, maybe the morning.
Yeah.
Unless you were desperate to kind of do something beforehand. Think that you
It's
would
just
have a
something I
way
hadn't
of
considered
contacting each other.
beforehand. Yeah, so the way I hadn't considered because I don't know where everyone else kind of lives.
Yeah.
We never really established that as a story. We just had to be like,
You know why we haven't established that?
Report to the
Because
headquarters at
because
9
it
a.m.
doesn't matter. We can do whatever we
Yeah.
like, and you're gonna have
Yeah,
some
like,
way of contacting.
imagine we would frequent that our headquarters enough that eventually some people would come in.
Yeah.
So that'd be
I mean,
tomorrow.
maybe there's a pub or something you all hang around in when you're not in your HQ as well or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could be anything like that. But whatever happens, you assemble, and if you want to do it in the morning or that evening, that's entirely to you. It doesn't
It
matter.
depends what time we had the interview, I guess. In time, like the
Yeah, it was kind of early evening. You were sat down to
Yeah.
eat, so it was probably early evening when you did that. So,
Yeah, I think because time's of the essence, I probably would try and get hold of them.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later.
Sure. And so you meet up in a prearranged location, whether it's your lair,
Yeah.
whether it's a pub, it doesn't matter. It's up to you.
I do kind of like. I thought of something that could be quite funky, but because Gwen's a ghost, so she's maybe not quite tied to like the normal speed it would take like me to do it. It's
Right.
Like where they can, you have that sort of like kind of almost like I just thought it'd be quite cool to have that like horror movie thing where like rather than him like sending a message like a carrier pigeon, like you get that sort of like fogged up window with like the finger like Solomon wants you to come to headquarters.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe it's
it's
something a little bit more abstract. It's just kind of like the outline of a ghost going, woo.
I mean, what she adds on the side is like like artistic interpretation.
That's just flavor. Yeah.
Just could you just tell these people just tell the three of them to like go if they could come to the headquarters because you're
Okay.
a lot faster than I
Right.
can.
And so you probably
fashion.
yeah yeah. Anyway, she scares the living shit out of everybody. when she kind of arrives and leaves. It's going to be something innocuous, actually. I think it would be maybe something like you would find a note somewhere wherever you're living at this moment in time. You would maybe find like a note shoved under the door that's like some kind of childlike scribble that would basically say, "Meet at the usual place," something like that.
Yeah, and because it's a child, they just assume that like, oh, he paid a kid to do it. Like,
yeah, that's right. Some urchins gone running around the city trying to put these notes through the door. But you arrive at your, it's the warehouse, isn't it? But it's not the warehouse. You have this.
Yeah, we got.
You're able to enter the ghost field, you people, because you are weird and creepy.
Well.
No, that's
all
accurate.
of us are weird and creepy.
No, that's accurate.
I think that's very accurate, yes.
So they're all weird and creepy except Ashlyn, who doesn't realise that she's weird and creepy.
I am
it's that whole
not
situation
weird
when
and
everyone else is
creepy.
losing their heads.
She's wearing a scarf with jewels stitched into it.
That's right. And matching gloves as well.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Bit weird.
It'd probably be one of those ones where it's like mittens with like the cloth.
The string. The string that goes on the sleeves.
Yeah.
Well, can't we tell you lot have got no fashion sense at all?
It would make a lot of sense because these things are valuable and you don't want them stolen.
Yes, that's the only reason.
It's not that you're just rubbish and we'll lose them like a child.
Yeah, we need to do some desperate fashion rules so Ashton can level up her fashion sense.
I have good fashion sense. It's you guys.
Yeah. You guys suck.
All my clothes just fit me perfectly. Just fit me.
And which is interesting because I think that is the thing we said about Tara is that all of his clothes are a little bit too small.
It's like
I was thinking you were going to say too big.
No, because
like t-shirts with like it's skin tight. Yeah.
Yeah, because Tara is very, very tall. Very cool. He's over. He's almost as tall as Kedari. But not quite. Yeah.
7'3".
And rake thin.
Yep.
With
just like Kedari.
all of his clothes.
Not true.
So the sleeves of his jacket are kind of nearly halfway up to his elbow, and his trousers are probably up around his ankles.
Yeah, I could get the picture.
Yeah.
It's more like a very long cucumber.
He doesn't have arms and legs.
No. You only ever see his head. But
right.
Yeah, so like once everyone's assembled.
Yeah, there's a slight digression there about that.
Yeah, we started talking about giant cucumbers, and I was a bit confused.
Right, folks. What are we doing?
Well,
Back at our home base, yeah.
Well, apparently, when we were doing the book heist, and I went to visit the Dimmer sisters, the attention didn't go unnoticed. And they've just contacted me about a job we can do in the meantime to earn some coin.
Oh, how interesting.
Some sort of mystical pendant coming in on a trade ship in a couple of days.
A ship, you say? I have a contact that works in the docks. Perhaps she might know something.
Yeah, it's a steamer called the Leocadia. Apparently it's due in 3 days, so I figured I would try and get you guys early.
Easy
Try
enough.
and make the most of the time we have before it arrives in terms of planning and thinking about it.
Do you think maybe we should do some planning on how we could be a little bit more stealthy?
I'll help you out with that one.
I thought maybe we'd like diplomatize our way onto the ship.
Because, like, considering, like, right now that, everybody seems to know that we're involved with this book. I mean, more people know about it than we actually know what happened. So, I'm thinking something's not going right here with us being, an underground gang.
Oh, I didn't realize you were supposed to be underground. I do apologize.
I mean, it is the unfortunate catch-22 when you're trying to be like a shadow gang, but also gain reputation so other people know who you are to give you jobs.
Maybe you need a clever calling card, like a rose left on the bodies, or... The taps left on in the bathroom.
The wet bandits.
Dirty water in the sink.
I think we just need to, like, maybe like just think a little bit before we go running in, guns a blazing.
I mean that was the plan. We've got 3 days to prepare.
Aye. Gives us plenty of time.
It'll be there's four coin in it for us if we pull it off.
4 coin.
So you say we got to get a pendant. Is someone wearing this pendant?
Well, it's to be delivered to Ethan Locke.
But is anybody wearing it, or is it in a box?
Oh.
Well, they don't know. It just said it was on the ship.
You didn't think to ask that
They
somebody.
said they didn't. They said they only knew what was on the ship. Unfortunately, if they don't know, we can't know either.
Well, I mean, unless you can think of a way that you can gather information about this, and you might be able to contact and maybe able to help out in some way. That's how this would play out.
I do have a contact.
Yeah.
I have a friend. She works in the docks. She's been useful in the past. I would mind talking with her again. I haven't seen her for a while.
She maybe will get a manifest for it, for what they're expecting on delivery, and then we can tell whether it's in the cargo hold. And if it isn't, then it's potentially on someone's person.
I mean that makes a lot of sense. I mean, if it's cargo, it's going to be on a manifest. If it's being carried by somebody as personal property, it won't, right?
Yeah.
That would be
I'm thinking.
Yeah. So I think you could certainly use that if you wish to, Tar.
Yeah, GM. This was a contact from the Black Rats rather than from Tar. Will you let that?
I'm going to let that slide. You
Cool.
can. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. You will know people, and you can invent people that you might know.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense as long as it's not too over the top or anything.
Yeah.
We can go with that. So,
We can also figure out where it's going to birth, and then find out what'll be around that sort of area as well that we could use for means of, like, getting on board and getting away at night.
yeah, and I think that's probably a good thing. And the rest of you can think of maybe other ways that you might be able to find out information if you can do while Tar makes this roll, and whichever ability he's going to attempt to use to speak to. What's this person's name? This contact of yours again, Tar?
Genalia.
Oh, Genalia. Okay.
Just say names that you know I'm never going to be able to say again, don't you?
Or
Or spell.
Yeah, I'm going to let you type that in chat so that Genalia. Yeah, I can't remember what the original name was either, so we're going to go with that.
It doesn't need to be the same.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't. We don't care.
Like it.
Genalia.
I don't say anything.
Spell sport.
So you're going to speak to Genalia. We're going to change this. If it's going to cause everybody to laugh every time we say it, we're not keeping it.
Okay. call her Robin.
Robin.
Cross that out there.
Yep.
Is that with a Y or an I?
With a
There is
Y.
now an error in my
Y.
notes. I'm not okay with
Oh my god. He's driving up to Edinburgh to kill you. Because you've made him.
As soon as I can
out
cross the
something
border.
Yeah. No, I think you should just go anyway, to be honest, mate. Because of look, you've had to cross something. And you know, so
Wait, isn't her name actually Tina? We should change it again. Funsies. Oh, good times.
yeah. Anyway, this is the time. This is the name for now, and until maybe we can figure out what it really
Yeah.
was.
Just
this is
like
Sydney.
maybe like a adaptive memory of some sort.
Anyway, Tar.
Yes.
You're going to try and find some information out from
Robin,
Robin. What
th-
ability we're going to use for this?
I'm
How?
going to use Sway because the last time I spoke to her, she really wasn't very pleased with me.
Oh, okay. So there's a
So
little bit of history here then.
I
So
have to
yeah, okay. You're going to sway her,
make it up
and
to her. An
and
old friend once said to me, if you bring somebody a sandwich, then they will do anything for you. So I'm going to take her a sandwich.
that only works for policemen. Um,
Yeah,
I'm going to
the
take
police.
her a sandwich.
Oh, that's very, very decent of you. What? So you're using sway?
I am.
I'm looking
Okay.
for a pendant with a turquoise stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
On a
Or, I mean, this is going to determine kind of how much information she's able to get
Yeah.
for you.
oh,
Okay. So you're standing in the middle of this this dockyard, and we know that Robin is like this huge, well-muscled kind of woman with a shaven head, tattoos all up her arms. And she kind of, I suppose, even now, she still kind of has to look up to Tar, um, as you're kind of asking about this ship, the Leocadia,
mm.
and she says, "Yeah, I hear that. I hear that's due in. I hear that's due in a few days. I've heard about that ship, and it's a pretty big trade ship, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I think at least at least 3 decks. Yeah, it's big ship.
Sounds ideal, yes. But only after a very small part of the ship. You wouldn't happen to know what it was carrying, did you? Has that seen any papers, perhaps?
I don't. I know the name of the captain, Saul Hopkinson. Yeah, he's got a bit of a reputation. He's a pretty shrewd guy. Some would say he's pretty paranoid too. So if you're planning to hit the thing, you're gonna need a plan.
Do you think he would be open to a more direct approach, perhaps? Is there anything that he's interested in, specifically here in Duskfall?
Um, like I said, I don't really know too much about the guy.
Oh, that's okay.
I He does have an eye for the ladies, whether that helps or not.
Oh, actually, now you come to mention it, one of the group I found myself with has a very attractive, well-dressed, very stylish lady indeed. I wonder if she would perhaps catch the captain's eye. I wouldn't want to assume anything, but I will tell her what you've told me, and if she wishes to, then maybe that would be a more subtle way in than blowing a hole in the side of the ship and walking in, which would be my usual way of doing things.
Well, I wouldn't know what you mean, Tar, but yeah, maybe. But you tell her your friend to be careful. He's dangerous, and I say he's he's suspicious kind of guy.
A little bit paranoid. I have something that I could give him that would help him with that.
Sure.
Thank you very much for your help, Robin. I hope you're doing well,
Yeah,
and I apologize about last time. It was very much an accident.
yeah. Well, if you think a sandwich makes up for it, well, you're halfway there.
Oh, thank you. I'll make sure to use the correct potion the next time.
Yeah, you do that. Um, Okay, does anybody else have any ideas of how or information they might find out about stuff or who they could speak to or
Well, I mean, the only thing would be to find out. I mean, I haven't got any contacts. The docks, where it's coming, which dock it's coming into, and like, if we know the name of the captain, maybe find out where.
Where you frequent.
Yes.
Well,
yeah. I mean, where you can find this information out if you I mean, you can invent stuff for a member as well. You can kind of make things up to a degree. You can go places, speak to people, as long as it's not too out there.
The steamers are, I assume, separated to their own docks. They wouldn't dock alongside non-steamers because of the soot.
Okay.
So I'd wander down to steamer docks and sort of chat up the people who normally unload cargo, see if I can figure out what would be
because I
free
mean,
for the Acadia.
they know Nicholas kind of he ends up working here occasionally, doesn't he? What is it you're interested in finding out here?
Primarily berths that would be free in the 2 days, 3 days when the Acadia's arriving. Berths that the Acadia would likely use.
Yeah.
And then the crews that are going to be working those berths, so I can make sure I'm on that shift, as it were.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable request. What ability would you be using for this?
I mean, it doesn't really matter because all my talking abilities are terrible. So one of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking to people, and I'm going to screw it up either way. So.
Well, maybe not. I mean, there are things we can do to kind of give you bonus die. You can get assistance, remember, from somebody if they can explain how they're assisting you, and they can take a point of stress and give you a bonus die, or you can push yourself for 2 stress, give yourself a bonus die. Or there's always the devil's bargain kind of stuff as well, which will give you a bonus die, but there will be some kind of consequence that will happen whether or not you succeed.
I'd usually help, I can't afford the stress.
Okay, I mean, or we can just rely on your dice rolls. Your 2 dice, take the lowest if it comes to that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other options you have. You can threaten people. If things like that would help. I mean, the sky's the limit, man. It depends how you want to do it.
I mean, I'll try just chatting to people on the docks at first. I've got a bit of a rapport.
Okay.
If it doesn't work out, I can take a different approach.
Yeah. Let's see what happens then.
Are we going risky standard?
This is going to be controlled because you know these people. They're there for you, and I think standard. You will find out something.
No, I'll push myself. I'll get a bonus dice onto that.
Oh, okay. So you will roll a die.
I've got the stress. There you go. Roll the dice.
Oh dear. Okay. So I think there's going to be there. Yeah, you failed. This doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oops.
And it's controlled. There's going to be no real consequence unless you want to try and push it somehow, maybe by being threatening or something like that, which would then make it a risky endeavor, however you would do it. Or you could just kind of forget about it and not worry about it and just hope that somebody else can find out any information.
No, clearly all the sooty loaders want to be in their own little groups. I'll leave them to their soot.
Sure.
I'll just wander over to nearby harbour master's office.
Okay. Yeah. and yeah, this is likely to have information regarding births and things like that. I guess that would be a logical place to go. How were you going to approach this? What's the deal here?
I need to check if anybody's inside. One would hope the Harbour Master's busy somewhere else.
Yeah, I reckon that he's a busy guy. There's ships coming in and out of the docks all the time. He's going to be a busy fella. So, what is it you're intending? You want to...
Nip in there, get a list of the current berths and estimated departure dates, or if it's already marked down, the berth for the Leocadis.
Yep.
I don't know if that's planned in advance here, so. But papers generally.
All right then. Now this sounds more up Nicholas's. This is more Nicholas's wheelhouse, isn't it? If you pardon the pun.
No, steamers have wheelhouses. That's correct.
They do, yeah. And I think you're going to make some kind of roll here to see if you can find anything.
Yep. I am leaning towards survey. What I'm actually doing is more surveying papers rather than getting into places.
You could. I mean, I will let you know. You could argue for prowl here if you wanted to, because you are sneaking in, and not being seen. So it's entirely up to you how you want to play it.
I've got 2 pips both ways. I'm just thinking survey leans more towards my goal.
All right, and we'll do that then. I have no issue.
Right. Risky. I'm sneaking in somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of risky, isn't it? Standard effect though, because.
Yep.
Look at that!
Wow, critical
Holy
success.
So
turns out if you do the thing that you're actually hired to do, works better.
Right. Okay. So with a critical success, yeah. So it turns out that the papers have been filed ahead of time for the berthing of these ships.
It's awfully convenient.
Yeah, you know that the captain is this Saul Hopkinson. Yeah. The first mate is listed as one Dewey Hamill. And that the Leocadia is a 3-decked ironclad steamer. It is bringing in a cargo of what is kind of being listed as that there is some Iruvian kind of wine is listed on the manifest. There is a listing of some what they're classed here as religious artifacts. And there is a crate number, and a kind of a location to say that it is located on the lower deck of the ship. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all you would need.
What artifacts was it? Sorry.
It says religious artifacts, which I think is I think Nicholas would pretty much understand as being of arcane value, perhaps. It does say artifacts rather than artifact.
Yep.
Get the old lot.
But there is like
we could just swipe the whole lot and then
and there's a number of crates that are kind of listed, and they are marked as having certain numbers written upon them, which you know will, as you've worked on the docks before, that basically somebody will have written numbers in chalk on the side of these crates as they were loaded onto the ship, just for kind of tracking purposes. So that's pretty much everything you find, which I think is probably everything there is to know.
I'll memorize everything. I assume the berth is marked on here as well.
So yes,
which is something I do actually need.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of been set aside. Yes. You've got no issues with that at all.
That's fine. I'll leave the Harbour Master's office and head back to the headquarters and inform the crew if they're still there. Can I also get you to write out the XO's name because I missed it? The first mate's name.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me do that.
Saul Hopkinson.
Saul Hopkinson is the captain.
Okay.
Mark said the first mate's name, and I completely missed
first
it.
mate is
That's
Is
perfect.
Dewey Hamill. Yeah. Okay, and now I don't know if anybody else needs to find out anything else. I think between the two of them.
No. We just have to decide how we're going to rob the thing.
Yeah.
Whether
And-
it's we want to go onto the ship and then try and steal stuff, or do you want to try and like heist the stuff?
I've heard that the captain, when he's in town and in dock, is quite fancying himself as a bit of a ladies' man. He falls foul to the advances of the town's more salubrious and attractive women.
So close.
I mean, a steamer, it's noisy, it's dark, it's foggy at the surface because of
yes,
all
we
the
could-
steam. They're easy enough to sneak onto if we just want to grab the things and leave. Distracting the captain, secondary objective. We'd rather not show him our faces.
Well, the thing as well is we potentially need to find out how, like, are they going to... one thing we might potentially be worth finding out is if they're going to plan to unload immediately. Or if there'll be a period of time from when they dock to when they start unloading.
I think getting there and observing and being there, we can... I agree, sneaking on sounds good to me. I'm very stealthy.
Yeah.
They
we
filed
have the
manifest
opportunity.
papers in advance. I assume they plan to unload immediately. They'll have the
Yeah.
wagons waiting. That's why you file in advance.
Yeah, that's a very
Whatever
good
they're
point.
Taking
That is
off.
a very
Yeah.
good point.
They'll
I mean,
take it off.
you got to recall as well, you got to remember as well that you don't all have to be in the same location. You don't all have to be going onto the ship at the same time to.
On the
to go and get this thing.
manifest, did it say
So-
where the crates were heading and who they were being picked up by?
I
For
think that
Ethan Locke.
information would have been on there. Ethan Locke is the intended recipient for the religious artifacts.
Yeah.
But they're being transported by another
Yeah.
And is it
person or group.
so
Yeah.
where's Ethan Locke?
Ethan Locke is in Night Market. So that would give you a number of different opportunities here. You could take it from the ship,
Yeah.
or maybe you could incept it on the way. So
I
there
think
are,
the intention would we take this from the ship.
okay.
Well, we could try that, and then if it falls back, we can just have a backup plan to try and either...
But if
Just
not, we
steal the-
follow
It would
the
be best to
truck.
split our numbers.
Well, there's
we can
three
either steal the cart
options.
that's going to have the crates on it, or we can replace it with a phone.
I think the stealthy option is a good one.
Yeah, and then if that doesn't work, we can fall back to just taking the cart with the goods on board, or just stealing the goods en route.
Ideal plan. Stealthy option.
We could nip down to was there any description of what this trinket looks like on the manifest?
It's a pendant with a turquoise swirly stone. The swirly bit
Yeah.
is hard part, but it depends on who's doing the inspection. Because if they're not really thinking about it, then they probably won't
Or s-
notice.
get
apart from
something
when it
with a
gets to the final
turquoise stone
destination.
in, swap it
Yeah,
out.
it doesn't hurt. We can always flashback that if we need it.
Yeah.
Yep. Flashbacks are good because we don't need to plan everything now, so that we can get straight into the
Yeah,
action,
so I'm
that we can use
I'm
flashbacks.
thinking
but
we
as long as-
go on the boat, we take it, will
yeah.
we swap it out so that immediate and quick inspection lands?
Yeah.
they
we
might
agree the
not-
general approach, and then we've got a fallback approach if that one doesn't work.
Yeah, that's all we probably.
I don't think. Meaning no offense to any of you, none of you,
Mm.
other than maybe Tar, look like you should be on a boat. If we all go on there, you're going to stick out like sore thumbs.
However, Ashlyn, I think, may be able to disguise herself as well.
This is not something I've seen her do with my eyes.
No, but she because she is she's a manipulator of people,
She's a slide. Yeah.
and yeah, she can
Yeah.
do things like she has
Recognizing the
disguise.
mechanical powers. Nicholas
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
seen it
yeah.
happen. Which
No,
is why
that's
I'm making
fine.
a
That's
remark.
fine. Yeah.
I'm like a social chameleon anyway, so I can.
Yeah, I mean,
I grew up on the street, so like I can change into a set of. I just say, yeah, don't you worry about me.
And I know what you're saying there, Kedari. I wanted to remind Ange that she can do this.
Fair enough.
And before we go any further, do you want to take a quick break because it is 11?
11.
I go on.
11.
It is 11.
Aye. Let's do it.
So maybe it's worth a little break.
Okay.
Quick break.
It's just approaching this. We've got a timer. When the timer runs out, we'll be back. I think it's 10 minutes, so we'll be back in 10 minutes.
I think you're right.
We should
Cinema.
change that to 11 minutes.
11. We should change everything to
10 minutes
11.
to second guess ourselves.
We're just getting some comments there about maybe stabbing everybody as a policy, but inevitably all of our stealth missions do end up in catastrophe anyway. So stabbing could well be a fallback.
Clearly, just us.
But don't your stealth missions generally end up with you being stabbed?
That is true.
No.
I have already lost one character in this campaign. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Lloyd posted a comic in the Discord earlier that told me I'm not allowed to stab people in games anymore, so I can't go along with the stabbing everybody policy.
You'll have to drop things on their head instead.
Sorry, chat.
Yeah.
No
right
stabbing
back.
allowed.
Be right back.
It's blunt blades in the dark. That's what we're.
Sticks in the dark.
Soft pillow fights in the dark. I mean,
No fights. Yeah.
That's a lot harder to conceal under a cloak.
I'm very big. I've had lots to eat tonight. Look, I've got it. Right, anyway, let's go before this ends in farce, because that never happens either. Let's try that again. No, let's try. Let's try that again. Oh, it's been a long week. It's been such a long week. I don't know. Let me see. You guys. There we go. That's better. Now we're back on an even keel. Sorry about that. That's just Friday night derping. That's tired eyes and tired hands.
I like that even keel one. That's great.
Entirely my fault.
You need a good glass of whiskey.
I don't have any whiskey. I've
That's
drank
Call
it
yourself
all.
a Scotsman.
I drank it all. I do call myself a Scotsman. I finished it.
That's the Scots. That's the Scots way.
Right. Drink it until it's gone.
Yeah.
Angie, the official Scotland gatekeeper.
Yeah, you didn't like that. Yeah.
Cultural appropriator sitting in the corner there.
Everybody knows an open bottle of scotch is an empty bottle of
Therefore,
scotch.
it doesn't count.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. Aldo was back. Goodbye. Yeah, sorry guys. I was all at 6s and 7s there.
I was just randomly chatting about a tweet I was just watching.
Yeah, I figured. I was like, wait a minute, those guys can't hear me and they're talking, and I hope that chat can't hear what you're saying, because sometimes when you say things that are in the middle of the break, you don't necessarily say them because you know they're going to get broadcasted. So anyway,
Actually,
what I was saying would have been quite broadcastable.
It's kind of appropriate, I guess. Yeah, about Helen McCrory, who's died today, isn't she? Hasn't she?
Oh, it's cancer.
Old Aunt Polly from.
Yeah, I just saw a really nice tweet. Basically, somebody showed some footage of her on
a breakfast
TV program,
show.
And she was actually 6 weeks ago on live on there, promoting the Princess Trust and the help that they need, and they were still open and stuff like that. And it was lovely. And she's talking. She's really croaky. Sounds quite. If you knowing that you know now.
Yeah.
And her husband's looking at her with such a. Just so adorable the way he's looking at her, and because the presenter says, "Oh, are you okay? You sound croaky." He looks at her straight away, and then she bats it away and says, "Oh no, I've got kids." But now we all know.
I think if there ever is an appropriate word to use alongside "fuck," it is cancer, indeed, because fuck cancer, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well then, right? Shall we go back into the game?
We could. Were we going to do calendar stuff, or we'd done that earlier, didn't we?
We did
it earlier.
Yeah, we got that out of the way.
Can we at least then try and promote Jonathan Hick's latest scenario for Those Dark Places that was released on Drive-Thru-RPG?
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Last night, the Anna Sin Emid report, which I've had a quick read through. Actually, we got a preview copy, which was very nice of him, and it looks great. And I can't wait to try it out with you guys at some point, which
Brilliant.
should be very, very exciting. Anyway, it's only a couple of quid. Go and buy it.
So, Jonathan
Go
Hicks
fucking buy it. Yeah.
on Drive-Thru
Friend of the
RPG
stream.
or other places.
If you check out our Twitter, I have
Yeah.
I've retweeted his and posted it today.
Yeah. Go and
Okay.
buy it. He's a top bloke.
He is indeed. Awesome.
Yeah, we had a copy of it, so we can play that ASAP, really.
Once
Copy mark.
embargo's lifted. Right,
Yeah.
cool. Let's get back into the game then.
Yes, let's do that. Right, you are. So, we've discovered some information about this ship, the Leocadia, this steamship, which is bringing in an item that is required or is wanted by the Dimmer sisters. Currently, it is being, or it will be taken to a man named Locke who lives in Night Market. I guess he's either a collector or he intends to sell it for some humongous profit. Who knows? But the Dimmer sisters want it, and they've asked Solomon and his crew to get it for them. And Nicholas has broken into effectively the Harbour Master's office and found out a huge amount of information about, or as much information as there would be about this particular ship. And Tar, with his friend at the docks, has found out some information about its captain. So, yes, what are we doing?
Stealth mission.
A
We gotta
stealth
sneak on
mission
board and steal everything
and steal
and the ship,
and everyone.
and then we're gonna go on a joyride, and then we're gonna
Hand
we're gonna
ourselves
leave
in.
this cruel world behind it, and
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like part of a plan. Right. I mean, the deal is you're going to sneak in,
yeah,
all of you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, the sneakiest of
Yeah.
us.
and you're going to find,
Maybe best
and the
to
rest
do
of somebody
things-
maybe running distraction or something. Who knows?
yeah. I mean,
Maybe if me and Ashlyn go in, I'm
Yeah.
sneaking Ashlyn's.
we could
Ashlyn
secure a
talks out
getaway
of things.
vehicle.
Yeah, you can secure a
Um,
getaway vehicle. I'll try and delay the wagon if we miss it.
I am very sneaky. I know you might not believe it, but I
Yeah,
can
and then I can-
move as quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, it's hard to hear anything when something's exploding.
But your skills with the chemicals and
But I-
explosions would be more useful on the outside. I'd rather not blow up the steamer because I'd be in
Yeah.
it. You see.
That was thinking, yeah. Yeah, I'll wait outside and I can tell you if you got the right necklace or not. Pendant, whatever. They're like, not this one, go back in. Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Just keep coming out.
Yeah, we just have
What about this
piles
one?
and piles of, yeah.
This one.
It's like, that's not even blue. It's a blue necklace with a gold gemstone in it.
All right, so we are going to do a stealth mission. Now we're going to get a die. We're going to make an engagement roll here, folks. This is going to decide what kind of position we are going to be in when we start this little escapade. Whether it's going to be a controlled situation, which our crew are acting calmly and they've managed to manipulate and control the situation to their advantage, whether it will be risky or whether it will be desperate. Desperate sounds more fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think risky is our usual starting point.
I thought your usual
And then-
starting
and then-
point was
Well, no. Generally, after the initial dice rolls, it goes desperate very quickly, and then when everyone's dead, it goes back up to control. So yeah.
okay. So we are going into a stealth mission. And so I'm going to make this engagement roll, and we're going to have a bonus die because I think. But we're going off the critical success that Nicholas had in the Harbour Master's office.
Mhm.
I think that's going to give you a bonus die. Anything else that we can say is going to help or assist you in this any action that you could have done beforehand, or any preparation that would have been
Got the
done that would give you-
blueprints.
The blueprints? Where the hell did you get the blueprints from?
You talked them from the Josh talked them.
No,
from the
it's not the
harbour office.
blueprints necessarily of the ship that you would have. But
Maybe I thought about getting blueprints of a ship in my head, and I didn't actually
I
say.
bet you that's what it was.
I think that's what happened.
Well, flashbacks are for stuff like that, I suppose, and you can.
I
take
got
stress from it.
blueprints of a steamship.
Yeah. Now we get to roll to see whether you got the blueprints of the right steamship.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a 3-deck ironclad. There's 3 or 4 models on the market. You need to make sure to get the right one.
So at the moment we've got 2 dice for the engagement roll here. Nobody's offering me anything that might give you an extra advantage. These guys,
Be insight, wouldn't it?
it's pretty daring, right? What you're doing?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You think
Yeah.
it's daring?
I think
it's daring. And I
I don't
think
think it's
I don't
daring
think
at
it's
all. I'm walking
desperate, but I
onto a
think
ship,
it's
I'm going to pick
risky.
something up. I'm going to walk off the ship. This is what they do.
Okay. So if it's not very daring, then we lose a die.
Yeah,
I think he's
might just throw
daring.
I might just throw an explosive on the ship just to liven it up if we're going to be that.
Just to make it daring.
Can't make everything go boom.
No, we
Well,
can't make
we
everything go
can.
boom.
Yes,
That
we
makes it
can.
daring.
I have more than enough explosives to make everything go boom.
Yeah,
We can make everything go boom. It just means we need to reclassify the crew.
Solomon just summons a ghost and be like, "Well, we've got a friend stealing a thing off the ship. I just want you to liven up the evening a bit."
Okay. So now I need to decide. Then we need to decide: is this a daring, particularly daring thing that you're doing, or is it just business as usual, as Nicholas is suggesting?
It's business as usual.
Okay, 2 dice.
Oh,
it is
he
then.
was so grumpy saying
Look at
that.
Yeah.
Tar, bring
Every party
exploding
needs
stuff.
a pooper, and the pooper of this party is Nicholas.
Right?
Tar will always come with explosives.
Yeah, so we never
That's who
need
he
to
is.
ask him to bring it.
Yeah. It's just implied. So you need to also decide on what kind of loadout you guys are taking as well. Whether you're
Ooh.
taking light, not light.
That's always light on my end. I'm not going to sneak
You're
a 5-foot-long
So-
spear through the ship. So
Which means you kind of have 3 slots that you can.
I'm going normal.
Normal. I can't remember which is which now. Really.
Normal's 4 slots.
There you go. Thanks for telling me. I should read the character sheet.
Normal
So,
here as well.
So normal, and light for Nicholas. Solomon.
I'll probably go regular because I'll be in the support crew.
Okay. Sure. So that just is the amount of items that you will be able to take will be 4. It's 3 for you, Nicholas.
Yep.
I'm going to make this roll then to see what kind of starting situation we're going to be looking at.
And this is where it all.
And with shit. it's
Oh
desperate.
my god!
So-
I think I should have rolled that. So because you're
Because-
the GM and you shouldn't have rolled for the crew.
Now, I'd like to say, I just want to point one thing out to you, that is the only roll that the GM gets to make.
you
in
made a
this
big
game.
point about this on the first episode.
Yeah.
So
And
he wants
so
to roll the
I think,
dice.
I think really, what I'm trying to say is, Ange, is
You're getting away, Vange.
Yeah. Hello.
look, she's doing everything she can not to look at the screen, but
I'm
Yeah, she
surprised you had
didn't
to
get
try
it.
to, like, reach over
Jesus
and whack
Christ.
you.
Tell you what, Ange, watch the VOD.
I saw it. I was ignoring you like I normally
Yeah,
do.
I thought so. So for
It's
something.
redeemed a wave.
Oh,
You're moving too fast. We can't see it.
Bit
okay.
blurry. That's better. No, I'm really getting the intent behind it.
Yeah, that's right. You got to know that I mean
Oh
it.
my god! Now Lloyd's done it.
Oh my god. Right.
Can I just say that I'm really sorry to Aldo. I'm sorry, man. I can't do that. It wouldn't be fitting with the game. I'll have to kill this character and get a knee on, eh? I'll get a knee in. I'll talk like that all the time. I'll be alright.
Oh,
Right.
no, not again.
Cheers,
And
mate.
there's your character concept.
I'd just like to point out that there are no points redeemed for that.
That's a free. You get that for free.
That's you lucky bastard.
You can only pay points to stop it from happening.
Wait, how do I do that?
Yeah. How many is?
Just give us a second. We need to log into the admin account.
Yeah. Aldo being the only person here that actually understood what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, I caught it.
Did you?
Well, I had to get used to it when
yeah,
I was using it all through Sheriff Nottingham earlier in the week. Continue.
Anyway,
Let's get back to the game.
right. So the situation is going to be desperate, which means somebody has somebody tipped them off or something like that, maybe. But when you arrive at the docks, there seems to be a lot more people there than you were expecting. Yeah, but you can see the carts that these things were going to be loaded onto. But there seems to be a number of heavily armed people there. They're not blue coats, but they seem to be armed and looking like they know what they're doing. You've got to make your way somehow down the quay towards the ship that you are looking for. You haven't even got that far. And these guys are between you and the ship.
Shit.
Yes, shit
Go over them.
indeed.
Oh.
What happened? Why are there so many people there? Look, this was supposed to be a simple job. Nicholas, you said it would just be a case of going in and going out, and it would be routine. And now
They don't
look
put
what's
personnel numbers on the
Oh,
manifest.
can I do a flashback?
Everyone gang in the city thought.
You want to do a flashback? What's the flashback? Let's see.
I got me and
I'm called Nicholas. We've known each other for months. Come on now.
You've known each other for literally hours, and you still don't know his name.
I got me and Nicholas. I just turned around to Nicholas and go, "Hey, it's a good job I got these fake dock worker passes that gets us on ships. We're
Oh.
ship inspectors."
Okay.
I think
I
you should
think-
do the talking, though. I will be the quiet one.
Hello, we're the newly
Okay,
formed
so
health and
I
safety
pull out
inspectors.
these passes that I've got that will get us on the ship, and as dock workers that we're inspecting the ship.
Yeah, sure. I think. So I think the flashback here is probably then what we a little montage scene of Ash kind of doing some dodgy deals with some people. You got these guys standing in back alleys, kind of surreptitiously handing you various documents and forms that you can use to pass yourselves off as what you're saying, ship inspectors or something. Yes.
Yes.
That was flashback music.
Yes.
Everything went black and white for a second.
Okay. You are going to take. I think because of the fact that this is going to be starting at desperate, I think you should take 2 stress for that flashback, and you'll have these.
Well, that was a bit mean.
And maybe even uniforms. I don't know. Uniforms as well, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, meanie.
Well, it would have taken. You'd have to do bribes. You would have
Okay,
to
so
do-
like as I do that out of my bag that I was carrying, I pull out a uniform for both of us and just sort of say,
You're both wearing them already, Ange. That's
Oh,
how
okay.
cool flashbacks are.
"Okay."
Yeah.
I really don't feel comfortable in this.
You
It's
look
too
absolute-
loose.
You look fine. Don't worry about it. Look, it almost goes all the way down to your ankles.
That's the problem. How am I supposed to move in this? Do inspectors actually do anything all day?
I don't see
Oh.
the problem.
Just put the jacket. Let's just get going. Come on, we need to be confident and just go in.
Fine.
Once we're on the ship, no one's going to be looking at us. Move.
Right.
Okay. So you have your uniforms, you have your paperwork. You make your way down Void Salt Key towards the ship, which you can see kind of sat there. It's all berthed up. There are sailors moving about on the deck. There's the smell of the ocean. You can see the stars kind of moving around in the reflection reflected in the water. It's There's a full moon this evening. It's looking bright. It's big in the sky, lighting up the docks. The electroplasmic lighting is flickering gently as you make your way down towards the ship. And one of these guys, quite clear as you approach, they seem to be some kind of private security or something like that. They're a hired muscle, given a slight kind of legitimacy by a badge that they're kind of wearing, which kind of indicates like some kind of security company that they are working for. This kind of brass badge stuck on them. And they kind of, this guy, he's shorter than Ashlyn. But he's very broad, big, powerful looking fella with a shaven head. He kind of stops and looks across at you as you approach. He walks up towards you and says, "What's going on then?"
Dock inspection. Standard protocol.
Is it?
Yep, here's papers.
He takes them from you. He's going to have a quick look. Now, I'm thinking I want you to do something here, make a roll of some kind. I want you to convince these guys who you are. I guess you kind of are, but you're being very official and taking no prisoners with your, here's the papers. I need a roll from you of some kind. What are you doing?
I would say command, but yeah, I'd say command. I haven't got a dot in it, but I would say command.
Oh, you're ordering him.
Yeah, because I'm being official and.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You're gonna roll 2 dice here, and you're gonna take the lowest of the dice, and that's gonna be your result. Now, anybody can help you out here, or you can give yourself a bonus die. You can push yourself. It will take you 2 stress to do that. You can, if anybody here can think of some way to assist, and it doesn't have to just be Nicholas. The other 2, if they can think of some way that they might be able to assist in this, you can do so, and it will cost you 1 point of stress, and we'll give Ashlyn a bonus die to roll.
I will assist anyway. I'm in a
You are going to
position
assist. How would you assist? Do you have any idea what you would do or say, or?
I have
act?
I have all the Dockland terminology essentially from my past employment. So I'm just going to be, as Ashlyn's commanding them, I'm just going to be standing behind her, looking at the ship and pointing out discrepancies, pointing out errors.
Yeah, because you've seen these guys. You've seen these guys working before, haven't you?
I'm just making it sound like we're inspectors because I can throw out the terminology.
Nice one. Yeah, brilliant. So that's perfect. And you get to roll up. It's going to be, now this starts off desperate, by the way. So
I roll command.
If it goes wrong.
So desperate.
Could I help? Could I help? I would be out of sight further back, but I would see that there was a bit of a discussion happening. And I would want to cause a bit of a distraction.
Okay.
So I would want to blow maybe a smoke pellet onto the deck, so it looks like there's smoke coming out, and just kind of enough to just I don't know what they're saying, but I know distractions are good things, and smoke is always good. I mean,
now when you say the deck, do you mean like the key? Because you're kind of sat back. They're walking the length of the key towards.
Oh, they're a ways away.
So I mean, if you can think,
Could I?
You could do that anyway and use it just maybe onto the key or
Yeah,
near
it
the
could
Yeah,
be-
key
behind
or
some
something.
crates or something.
Yeah, but in their section, so that it looks like it's something that's going to distract. All I'm trying to do is just maybe if this person gets distracted, they look around and those two can sneak through. That's what
Yeah.
that's what Tar's thinking. So I'm just like,
Okay,
because you see
right.
that.
I like that. I think if this is an assist, then if you're assisting, you're going to take a point of stress.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, to get a bonus die for each of each of you that takes that point of stress. So if Nicholas takes a point of stress and Tar takes a point of stress, you're going to get 2 die, 2 bonus dice here. Then Ashley.
So I roll it as desperate plus 2 modifier
desperate.
standard effect.
No, you get 2 bonus die. Not is that what it says?
It says modify, doesn't it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. What's the effect? Standard.
The effect is going to be standard. It's going to basically you are going to slip past them in some way. They're going to be distracted. You will slip past them.
Well, how I'm seeing it as is like I'm giving them all the forms. They get distracted by something, and because they've looked at the forms and they look official, they go, yes, it's fine, go do.
Yeah. That's exactly how I'm seeing it too.
Yeah.
So, let's see what happens. Oh, and so that this guy, he's kind of he stops you both, and you hand him the papers. He kind of is looking them up and down, and you kind of see something you see his quizzical expression come across his face, and he looks kind of behind you towards the end of the key, where there seems to be now a big plume of smoke that's rising up, and he almost absent-mindedly hands you the papers back, going, "What's going on there?" And you see him kind of walk past you, and you get to tick a flash in the
resolve.
experience in resolve,
Yeah.
for that one. And both Nicholas and Ashlyn just walk past this guy, and you can see a few of the other people from this firm. They're kind of also looking over and seeing what's going on. Maybe a couple of them also head off in that direction towards where this smoke bomb has gone off.
Tar has just turned around and has got his back against. He's got his head right up against the back of the crates that are piled up above him, and he's just grinning like this from ear to ear.
Is that because the thing's going to go off in a minute? Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Brilliant. Okay, that's cool. So, Ashlyn and Nicholas, you make your way unchallenged down to the end of the key, and you can see the ship. It's quite a big ship for a little the trading vessel that it's meant to be. There are a couple of sailors moving around on deck. You can see that some carts have been brought down the quay, ready to be loaded up. People have got there's like a crane that's lifting up cargo net with that's about to be lowered down into the hold of the ship for the cargo to be loaded onto them and lifted onto the carts. What are you doing?
Nicholas,
That's my name.
I grew up on the streets. I am out of my depth here. I'll step just behind you. I'll follow you.
That's fine. Stay to my left. Always stay left in the corridors.
Okay.
You walk up the gangplank onto the deck of the ship. A few of these kind of sailors are looking around at your uniforms, and there's a few kind of, shaking heads and stuff like that.
Bend
One
my
of
knees
them
slightly,
calls.
spread my feet out. See, like,
Okay. Yeah, nice one. And one of them kind of calls across to you. I suppose you're looking for the skipper then.
aye, skipper or the mate. Don't know where my accent went then.
That's all right.
That'll do.
I'll see which one's available.
Excellent.
And the sailor kind of disappears below decks. what's is Solomon doing anything in particular at this point, or are you?
I'm not too sure. I guess I'll probably keep a watch at this point, just while we're covering their escape routes.
Yeah. Okay. Um.
So my watch,
I mean,
my observation skills, hopefully be better than last time.
yeah, sure. I mean, you've got Gwen as well that you may be able to
Yeah.
have assist you in some way if you can think of any way that she might be able to help. Tar, you are currently stood behind some boxes. There are some people
Ships.
approaching.
I want to climb. I want to walk back down a different side to behind the ship, and I want to try and
Yeah.
climb up onto the ship to get a higher vantage point over the path back to land. I want to be between the shore and the ship that Ashlyn and Nicholas are on, but I want to be on a ship high up, looking down over the jetty, the pier.
Okay. Yeah. So you need to be a little bit further down the quay.
Can I prowl for that so I'm not seen?
You damn well can. Now, as these guys are approaching you, this is going to be desperate for you because A,
It's desperate.
it's desperate. And there's more than one of them that's kind of approaching from this point as well from your smoke bomb. Yes. Let's do this then. Let's make
The smoke
prowl
is
roll.
kind of whoosh over the keys, and I'm kind of a bit further towards the shore. So I'm kind
Yep.
of hopefully there. What I'm hoping is that'll cover me, and that they won't see me as. That's what I'm thinking. That the smoke.
And no, and I think
Whether
that's
that
right.
is, whether it is or not, I don't mind. But that's.
I think that's absolutely fine. But these guys, because they're wary.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine.
That's what's making this desperate for you.
Absolutely. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm making a desperate prowl roll, and it's
You are.
standard effect, and I'm not going to push it because he's good at prowl anyway. He said I shouldn't have
Okay.
said. What did I say that for? What did I say?
Yeah.
What did I say that for?
Bad.
There's a 6 in there.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Nice.
Brilliant.
So yeah, wherever you want to be, that is where you got to. You have no issue whatsoever. You evade these guards.
Yeah.
You managed to duck through. The smoke is probably billowing out enough now that it's kind of mingling with the light fog that's kind of settled across the ocean surface, and it's obscured vision from these guys. So you're able to slip past them quite easily, and you're probably kind of sat now. Are you? Your intention was to get above, so are you climbing like the rigging of the ship?
I've climbed up. I've climbed up the rigging quickly, and I've got into the. I'm looking out over the gunnels over the ship, but I'm back so that I can't be seen. I'm sneaky. I'm prowling. I'm looking down. I've got a line of sight directly onto the route between the ship that Ashlyn and Nicholas are on, and nobody's seen me there. So I've got.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
Wherever you want to go, there you are. If you're like, I would like to be in the cargo hold on the lower deck of the ship.
No, I would like to be on the end of the quay with the object in my hand. That's exactly where you are. You are kind of up in the rigging, or even in the crow's nest. This is one of the sailing ships that's kind of moored up here on this quay. You can see you see Nicholas and Ashlyn. They're on the deck of the ship. There are a few of the sailors kind of milling around. One of them has just spoken and has disappeared below deck. So the next thing you see is a guy kind of climbing up the way that these guys have just disappeared down. This guy is kind of coming up. And Ashlyn and Nicholas, you see, he's kind of he's not particularly tall, but he's wiry. He's wearing what kind of might pass for some kind of uniform, and he's losing his hair somewhat, and he's very kind of pale. But he's kind of wiry, and there's something about him makes you think that this guy is probably not somebody you want to mess with
Mm.
if you can help it. He's
Mm-hmm.
and Tar, you can kind of see this guy as he kind of approaches.
Mm.
Yeah, he's quite a diminutive figure from where you are. He doesn't look particularly threatening, but Ashlyn and Nicholas definitely see this guy. He looks like he could probably handle himself. He's quite rough looking. He's a little bit unshaven.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Tar's position, what I probably would put Solomon would be we'd have a cart that we can hop on that we could all fit into, like parked along the way, like the road that runs along the edge.
Okay,
Like,
so is this something
by
that
the
you would
edge
have
of that
acquired
pier, so, like,
beforehand?
Yeah, because you'd be in response. I suppose. Well, yeah, because you'd be to cover their escape. Yeah, I guess you'd be secure a cart
Sounds like a
wagon or cart or
flashback
something.
kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So you'll be doing this while they're doing all their like stuff. They get a cart ready that they can all fit into.
Yeah.
And it'll be parked up like at the edge of at the start of the jetty.
Okay.
While Tar's sort of
Yeah.
halfway along
Are you
the
kind of? Is your intention to kind of slot it in with the ones that are kind of waiting?
Yeah, they'll be loading up
to
their
unload
carts.
the cargo. So you kind
so
of
potentially if something goes wrong there, if we can get the crates onto the cart that we have,
yeah.
then we could just walk up with it that way, like Ocean's 11 style.
Yeah,
I
mean,
that's my plan.
Plain
anyway.
sight kind of
In
thing.
reality,
I think this would be a flashback of you acquiring or
cart,
speaking to people and getting this car. It's not a massive deal, I don't think. I don't think you need to take more than 1 point of stress for that.
Phew.
But you certainly you know people, right, in the city, much like the rest of your crew.
Especially around the docks, I guess. But
and you say you hang around in there quite a bit. Maybe it's even one of the guys that's staying in the kind of bunkhouse.
Trying to help them out, but doing them a favor, like renting their whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably make a bit more money than they would otherwise.
That sounds entirely reasonable, and so you have this car, and even maybe a goat to pull it as well, which is
at least 2.
Okay, 2 it is then.
Getaway vehicle.
I could say 2. Jesus Christ, you're pushing it now, mate. That's 2 stress.
It's 2. No, I can't take it. I'd go.
That's 1 stress per goat. That's pain in the arse.
They'll just be like,
they are stressful animals.
Not getting a getaway vehicle, and he's just the scene again.
He decides I'll go for the rickshaw. Yeah. That's what he decides.
We need a 2 goat power engine to just trouble.
I think that's entirely
I don't know how much
reasonable.
goat power can 1 goat put out.
1 goat, one GP.
Yeah.
I think
1 horse can put out about 8 horsepower, so.
Yeah, but these are goats.
So they're just lazy.
No, they're just goats. They're not like horses. They don't need to have their egos padded.
Yeah. How many horsepower? How many horsepower can a goat put out? None. It's not a fucking horse.
Yeah. So if you were to do it in relative energy terms, a goat could do 4 horsepower. Because goats are badass.
That's it, and it's canon now.
The river goats, my newfound collective.
Yeah.
These are goats that you generally find in the river. So that unfortunately they're usually not very well. They're dead. But being dead, it still means that Solomon can speak to them.
Ghost goats.
So everybody is exactly where they wish to be. So this guy, he steps up on deck. He's quite a mean-looking guy. He's got this cruel mouth as he kind of looks at you, and he kind of smirks and says, "Yeah."
Before he would have gotten to us, obviously I know the sailor's going down to grab him.
Yeah.
I'll just turn around to Ashlyn and just quickly go, okay, if we need to talk to them, religious artifacts are being restricted on imports. We need to inspect cargo of religious items. I can hear an echo.
I think he might have been Lloyd.
Lloyd.
I see.
Yeah, this is no worries.
we need to inspect any cargo for religious artifacts. They're being restricted on import. You'll have to talk to the people. I'm not good at talking to people, but you convince him to get it into the cargo hold. I'll do the rest. I'll just sort of cover that before the guy turns
Yeah,
up on deck.
that sounds like a very cool thing to do. And he's standing there in front of you then, Ashlyn, as you step forward. What's this all about then, inspectors?
Yes, you are.
My name, he says, is Hamill. I'm the first mate of this vessel.
Which is
Unfortunately, the
one that
captain is a little busy to deal with you at the moment.
that's fine. It's just a standard cargo inspection and various things. We've had if that's okay, we will be in and out 10 minutes. Protocol and all that.
Okay. Let's make a roll here. You see, this is to see how convincing you are. And I am going to.
Well, I'm gonna say the last one, and I'm off shift. So we just go in, tick the boxes. I'll be out of here, so I'm gonna use sway.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Whiskey standard.
No, it's desperate, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Okay.
Which means that things will go pretty badly south. We're going to have a little clock start here as well. Okay. Right. Now, it's quite a large ship, but it's quite enclosed. And there's a number of people that are kind of on deck. So I'm starting a clock here. It's a 4 o'clock. And with that roll, he's going to believe you, but I'm going to tick that first segment of that clock. That they're alert. Okay. You can probably see that.
Yep, I can see it. Yep.
So every time that you make a roll now, if it's not a total success, we may be adding to this unless something else is more interesting. Yeah.
Crikey.
Okay. So he looks at you and he kind of says, "Inspectors, eh? What is it you're looking for? I mean, we filed our manifest with you."
Yeah, they're just I don't know. There's something about some creative religious artifacts they've flagged up. I'm sure it's fine. We just need to check it, that's all. And then I'm going home. Something to do with some paperwork down the main office. We just have to come in, check it's okay, which I'm sure it is, and then we're out of here.
I mean, you can tell he looks pretty pissed off about the whole thing. He turns on his heels and you just hear him say, "Follow me." And he leads you down below decks. Now, these steps that he takes you down, they kind of double back on each other on each deck. So he leads you directly down into the cargo hold. From where you are, it's like this large open space that's filled with these various different crates that are in there. The kind of cargo hatch, you do, yeah. The cargo hatch is open, and the moonlight is kind of streaming in, illuminating this kind of area. There are kind of a few lanterns that are kind of scattered around as well down here, so you can see what's going on. You can see pretty clearly. This kind of goes the length of this ship, and it's just kind of loaded with these different crates of different artifacts, which have all got these numbers that are kind of chalked on the side, handily. he stops at the bottom of the stairs, and he is kind of religious artifacts, you say?
Yeah, we'd have the number. Would we have the number from the information?
You know
Yes.
the number because Nicholas was able to get that from the harbour master.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just number 74.
And he grabs a sheet of paper from his jacket pocket. He looks at it and kind of scowls and leads you down towards the far end of the ship.
As we're on the way down there, I'll do a fake trip as if I've hurt my ankle and fall on him.
Okay.
As I do that, I'm going to do the really cliche, that the cap thing that I was wearing for the uniform, whatever, falls off.
Right.
So he can see my face and my hair falls down.
Ooh, okay. All right. So what ability are we going to use for this kind of trip, this little bit of performance?
Finesse.
You want to finesse? Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think we can use that. It's still kind of desperate. I think. I don't think anything has really changed. You know that he is sus. He thinks there's something not quite right, but he can't quite put his finger on it. He can't prove that you're not inspectors, but there's something something is kind of triggering in the back of his head that's making him think something's not right. So he's sus, which is why this is still desperate. It's going to be standard effect because if you succeed, you will just do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So, what do we got?
Fuck.
Okay. You do indeed trip, but your hat falls off, and I think what's probably going to happen here is that maybe he recognizes that you are maybe you are not who you say you are. He kind of knows that maybe he recognizes you, maybe he's heard of you, and he knows your face. Perhaps this guy, he's visited Duskwall many times in the past. And I think that's what's going to happen here. He's going to recognize that you are perhaps a member of the underworld, I guess, in this regard. And so you kind of fall and your hat falls off. And he kind of looks round at you and he says, "Wait a minute. I know you."
Grab a dose of my powder and blow it into his face.
Okay, you can do that. However, he is going to be able to sound an alert first, I think.
No!
This was a desperate action, remember? You still get to tick that box that it was a desperate action.
It was a
And
failure,
time
though,
to
wasn't
act
it?
here?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a failure or not. You still get to tick
Oh.
that box.
Do I have time to act here before he sounds an alert?
I don't think so because this is a consequence of
That's fair
the
enough.
failure because it was a desperate act. So I don't think I'm going to allow that.
Nope, go ahead.
It's because you're mean to him before stream.
Wait, I'm always mean to him.
Oh yeah. Wait, that's a good point. It's desperate acts. Is that going to? Yeah, I think that's going to clear those boxes, isn't it?
Nice.
And basically, he does the "I know you," and he runs back towards the stairs. And as he reaches the stairs, there's a bell, like a watch bell, if you like, and he rings that loud, and everybody hears that. Tar, from where you're sitting, you hear this bell ring, and would Solomon hear it? Not necessarily. Perfect.
You didn't
Thank
have to
you.
roll for it.
Um,
Because if you had to roll for it, you probably wouldn't hear it.
no, no. Okay, so you don't hear the bell, but what you do see is there's a sudden change of activity maybe on the dock from these security people
Yeah.
who were approaching where Tar was. This plume of smoke, that he'd left behind, this smoke bomb, and that's kind of made them think something's happening. The bell's going off, and they kind of turn and they start running back down the quay towards the ship. So that's what you see.
Time to go loud.
Yeah. This is what Tar was hoping for all along. This is where he says, "Think of the XP." Right. So
I'll get the goats primed and ready.
right. That's what you're doing. You're not doing anything else. You're just going to try and get the getaway ready, primed.
Yeah, I might. Trying to think.
I can come back to you in a minute. It's not a
Yeah,
problem.
because we haven't given because like the game's not being given away on our side of things, and I don't know exactly what I could contribute right now.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No
Yeah.
worries. Well, I'll come back to you in a bit. Let's jump back then to. I'm going to jump to Tar right now. Then, who has just heard this bell going off? He can see these guys now running down the quay, past the ship where he is currently hiding away, towards the ship that Ashlyn and Nicholas were on.
Okay. Tar realizes after hearing the bell that shit has hit the fan.
Yeah.
He looks into his pouch, and he's on the side of the boat. He hasn't climbed up anywhere. And if he can, he would like to loosen a rather precarious looking set of crates that are piled up a bit too high on the boat, and have them tumble down onto the jetty,
over the side onto the
over
quay.
the side onto the quay, and get in the way of the two guys that are running back.
Okay. We that's going to happen. But I think as it's midnight, we should probably leave it on that cliffhanger.
Okay.
So I just need to make a note about that.
Yeah.
So
They also explode.
It would be Tinker. I was thinking it'd be a kind of.
what were you doing? You were just releasing some crates.
Yeah, they're a bit overbalanced, a little pulling and nudging, tinkering just in the right way, loosening the chains. We just see them tumble over nicely.
Do you want them to fall on these guys as they're going past?
Ideally, just before them. Just try and time it so it lands in front of them and either knocks them into the water or it hurts them. And if not, at least it gets in their way. I would rather be soon.
Yeah.
I'd rather be ahead rather than late.
Time. It also buys time for the people on the ship.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what I could do that doesn't jeopardize our getaway.
Yes.
Just
Well,
like,
we've got 2 weeks to think about it, folks.
Guys.
This track is called "Take Them Down" music.
I like it. Oh, I'm speaking as the alert. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I like the music as well. It's very appropriate, I think.
It's one of the newfangled talking clocks.
Note the track name in the in Discord so we can remember it when we start.
Aye. Yeah, good call.
Oh, also we cannot hear said music. Well, that sucks. It's really good.
Okay. It's on Sirenscape on the chat. Oh, it's because we're probably not piping through Sirenscape.
That's a shame because it's really good.
Just imagine what you think is going on, and that's really good, and then that's
Ba,
what's
ba,
happening.
ba, 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 ba.
No, not that. You're ruining it.
Okay, I tell you what we need. Clearly.
So, We're in the cargo hold with a man ringing a bell, and we haven't actually got the crate yet.
Yep.
Tar's hanging off some rigging, about to drop some crates on people's heads that are trying to.
Yep.
Okay, and then Solomon's in our getaway vehicle.
Thinking, not again.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, no, basically.
No, he knows things aren't fine. He knows things aren't fine.
And all the armed men are running towards the ship.
Yeah.
How many men is that?
Well, who knows?
Several.
Enough.
How many do you want to be running towards you? How many dozen? Just 15?
It's gonna be fine.
We'll be alright.
Yeah.
It's fine. Nothing's burning yet.
In hindsight, maybe we should have got a getaway gondola.
Just for another thing, it's not like we can jump in the water to swim away, is it?
You could.
Well, there was things in the
Can you swim?
water.
Yeah, but you can still jump in the water and swim away.
If we jump in
Well,
the water,
what
we will be
things
the
are in
things
the water again?
Spirits,
We don't know.
ghosts, demons.
Maybe demons. We don't actually here.
Fish.
You might be okay. You might be okay.
But we might
Yeah.
not be as well. It's
The
not.
river goes
People
to get
don't
you.
go out for
Yeah.
a swim on a daily basis, do
Yeah,
they?
in
Not a
Scotland, they call
pastime.
them kelpies.
No. Well, the reason being, it's fucking cold. Like there's no sun. The sun's been destroyed. So it's
Yeah.
very chilly.
But it's
That
not
sounds
an option
comforting.
that we would initially go like if you were to see
It's
any
not
kind.
something. It's not something that you would necessarily want to do if you had a choice. No.
It's not something I want to do in this uniform.
I mean,
No.
given the
No.
alternative.
Actually, would we be able to swim? It's not like a pastime we would be taught, is it?
Do you know what? If you want to make a fortune roll to see whether or not
I
you
mean,
can
if
swim,
you don't
that's
want to
fine
be
with
able to
me.
I mean, if you don't want to be, if you want to decide that your character doesn't know how to swim,
Yeah.
and then get presented with the option of, do you want to get a lot of pain or do you want to jump in the water? I mean, sure, that's your
Yeah.
backstory.
Here's your options. Yeah. You can stand and fight all these guys. Yeah. You can
I can take them. Wait,
you can
I
jump you can jump in the water
Well-
and drown, or you can jump in the water and be eaten by a demon. It's up to you.
Well, we can't jump in the water. We're actually in the cargo, so we'd have to get past these guys to get up to the deck to jump into the water.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but
fine.
I
There's another way
have
out.
faith. I have faith. I have faith in you.
How far away is it a jump from the ship to the dock?
It depends which part of the ship you're on.
The wide bit or the narrow bit?
Yeah. And
So
and
anyway,
whether you're like, if you're
I'll
on
spend
like a
tomorrow
mast or
rolling a
something.
new character.
If you're on a mast, it's going to be quite a long jump.
Yeah. Should we just
Flipping
Wait,
heck.
why is there a mast on the steamer?
It could be a funnel then. You have masts. You still have like they do have
That
them,
escalated quite quickly, didn't it?
didn't it? Didn't it?
For a
I
change.
like it. I like it.
I was
Yeah.
half expecting when she failed, just be like, you just tumble down the stairs and just.
Which would have been okay if it was controlled, but this was
See,
desperate.
no, my plan was, all I was going to do was trip and go, oh my God, I think I've turned my ankle. And then sit on the crate near it and say to this guy, you know, oh my God, I've tripped. And then I'll just say, I'll just say, Nicholas, just go get this crate. Let's get out of here. That was it. That's all I was going to do. And it
Yeah.
now escalated to full on World War.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was wise to your tricks.
That's
Yeah.
that's the nature of being a criminal and
Being
stealing
caught,
things
found out.
and yeah.
So now we're going to move into my tricks, which are getting away from things quickly
There you go.
and not dying.
Yes, but unfortunately, I have to leave you
Absolutely.
behind as a distraction.
Yeah.
No, you're not leaving me behind.
It
How
turned out she actually
rude.
did turn her ankle, so she can't run away.
Oh, that would be really cruel, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, so
Fortune
maybe we
roll.
don't have those like dark side points to spend.
Excellent. Guys,
we
great game.
we do
Well
have a
done.
fortune roll.
We're going to go raid Mimo the Geeky Granny. She's streaming
Yes.
tonight and she's up to her usual mayhem. It's a community night tonight, so there'll be lots of fun and games and chat. She's currently doing something
Bad.
probably aided and abetted by Papa Bill, of course, and the awesome community that's over there. Thank you very much to everybody who has been playing tonight. Thank you to Mark for GMing us, Chaotic Bunch. Thank you to Kadari, to Angie Pops, and to Lloyd as well for playing alongside. We're going to
Thank you for streaming
Oh, of course.
this thing. That was
Yes,
great.
indeed. Good production.
Fabulous job.
Almost flawless. And we are
job,
going to
team.
we're going to be doing some D&D tomorrow. And
I love the fact that you say that with such a question when you're running it.
yeah, I do my prep either at the beginning of the week, and if I don't do it at the beginning of the week, I do it in Saturday. And since I didn't do it today, before by this point, it's being done tomorrow.
Saturday afternoon. What's the problem?
I follow Sly Flourish's Lazy DM method. It can take anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes to prep, and that's fine by me. But beyond that, I'm already prepared. I just need to read my notes from behind. I just need to remember, and maybe watch the VOD as well. Did anybody else watch the VOD to see where they are? Does anybody do that? Does anybody watch a VOD before they go and play a game? No?
No one I know.
I know exactly where I am. We need to have a conversation about it.
Yeah. Well, I know where you are. You're a bit worried. Have you had?
I have to get the notes out because it's like I played probably like how many games in between that?
Yeah, like 6
That's
or
the
something,
problem.
haven't you? Yeah, you've been.
Wow.
You've been.
I just remember that curiosity and cats.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a thing
Is
there.
a bad combination.
Yeah.
It's the core of Moon's character, that is.
It is.
Right, we are going to go and find some more chaos and mayhem in the shape of Mimo, the geeky granny, who will be joining us tomorrow for Dungeons and Dragons. Let's go.
Bye.
Bam! Those
Let's bounce.
Dennis's, Fred's,
Fred's now.
Frank's.
Can't change the name now. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this crazy adventure. Looking forward again to 2 weeks where we really are going to blow up some ships.
Bye.
And happy adventuring.
I have to say that this raid thing is the slowest thing
Yeah,
ever.
it is, isn't it? And I also have
It's
to press
just-
this button to cut everybody off so we don't get cut off ourselves, right? Bye, everybody.